Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, Robert Meyer Burnett, and I invite you to watch and listen to the Designing Hollywood podcast, brought to you by Martika Ibarra and the great, legendary Hollywood costume designer, Marilyn Vance. I am afforded the wonderful opportunity of co-hosting the show. If you are interested in the magic of Hollywood, the design of Hollywood, the clothes of Hollywood, watch the Designing Hollywood podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts from, or find the video version on YouTube. That's right, the Designing Hollywood podcast. Why would you ever want to miss it? Especially if you love the movies.
I had a dream.
Hashem told you to dance in a tango contest?
A dancing teacher wants to tango with you?
Critics are raving about Tango Shalom. It's clever and inventive, with right chemistry on and off the dance floor.
You're a lunatic!
A funny and thoughtful family film with a warm heart and a playful spirit. From the director of My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, there's my Fernando.
Tango Shalom. In select theaters this weekend.
Hello, and welcome to Midnight Metal. Robert Meyer Burnett and Dave Parker, they're fucking metal. Midnight Metal, Midnight Metal, Midnight Metal.
Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your master of fun and wonder, your viceroy of verisimilitude, and, whatever else you want to call me. Robert Meyer Burnett, and it is time for Midnight Metal episode number 47. Why am I talking like this? I have no idea. But let me just tell you, it is not a show on a Saturday night if I do not have my compatriot, my partner in crime, one of my oldest friends in the world, the director of The Hills Run Red, Mr. Dave Parker. Dave! Are you feeling fucking metal tonight?
Rob, with the way you brought in that intro, sounding like the Crypt Keeper, and, maybe looking a little like him too.
Wow. Wow. Now, Dave, I would be remiss if I did not. People who have watched this show might notice we had a pretty fucking metal opening tonight, did we not?
We sure did.
A new metal opening. So metal. I mean, I've never heard my name said in a more metal fashion. Have you heard your name said in a more metal fashion?
There was that one time.
Dude, she was screaming because you did. I don't want to talk about it. I was videotaping it. I was like, dude, really?
I hit the sweet spot.
You did, and let me tell you, that video on the black market, it's still on the dark web. You got to look for it. But wow, I got to say, Dave, that was pretty amazing. And that is true.
I posted it on Pornhub. What are you talking about?
Well, this is the second most metal time than that one moment.
Everyone. There we go. Yes. No. Dude, someone wrote us a theme song.
Mr. Clint Baker wrote us a theme song. I had to play it. Clint wrote a letter. Let me just, I got to share this with you because, you know what? There's nothing more metal than someone writing you a metal theme song for your metal fucking show. Am I not wrong?
None more metal. Like none more black, as Spinal Tap would say.
Dude, smell the glove. Smell the glove. Clint Baker writes in, says, Rob, I appreciate all of your shows, but I always listen to Midnight Metal on Saturday nights. I made a song for you and Dave. I'll probably master this track to make it sound a little bigger, but I appreciate you and Dave doing what you do and reading my super chats and even having me on when it's probably way too late for me to be speaking publicly. Doesn't matter. By the end of every show on Midnight Metal, it is way too late for me to be speaking publicly. So join the club.
It's many times it's just so late that you can't even speak.
I can't even speak. In a time when getting out and socializing is weird, it feels like I'm hanging out with my friends. Thanks you. I'm more of a punk rock guy, but I took a go at making you guys a little metal track. I had ambitions of making a ridiculous video to go along with this. Clint, you couldn't make a ridiculous video for this show.
No.
Anything you make is outstanding. But I've been slammed. Hopefully, I can get to it soon. And you know what Clint says, Dave? Throw up those fingers. Because he says, stay metal. God damn it, Clint Baker. Yes. Nothing is more fucking metal than you fucking making a metal song for us. Ah! You know what? As a matter of fact, it's so metal, let's listen to it again. Just wait for it. Hang on, it'll take a minute.
Hello, and welcome to Midnight Metal. Robert Meyer, Burnett, and Dave Parker. They're fucking metal. Midnight Metal, Midnight Metal, Midnight Metal.
Dude, how fucking rad is that shit? Is that I mean, awesome. Dude, you know what? I gotta reach behind me, and I gotta get Steven Butcher. I gotta get the Butcher's metal hands. I mean, I know it's more of a Shaka Bra surfer thing, but I don't care. No, it's still metal,
dude. No, give him the sphere. If there was,
well,
that's a sphere moment.
It is. Okay, it's. Dude, you are right, man. That is some shit. You know what? This is why YouTube is amazing, because our viewers, the people that watch this show, are talented motherfuckers.
Rob, in the words of Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Oh, I love that movie so much.
You know, I've touched a lot of people in the world now, thanks to your show, and I look forward to them touching me.
Dave, you know, the thing about it is, it's not whether you touch them, it's whether you touch them well. You know, I'm a believer.
It's been a while, Rob. The pandemic's been a lonely time for me. So, you know, any touch right now, I'm just, it's up for grabs, guys.
Well, you know what's really, I never thought I would live in a world where old guys have an advantage over young guys, but young guys don't know shit about touching. They don't know anything.
No. And you would think that with playing video games as much that their fingers would be so dexterous at this point.
Yeah.
That they would be like, you know, like motorboats.
But they touch everything like they touch a video game controller, and they don't bring their finesse game when it's needed.
Well, no, if you're playing video games all the time, stuff like that. I mean, if you're touching yourself, you're probably like, done.
I know. Where's that? They don't say smash that like button for nothing. You know what I mean?
Hey. I want to ask you something, because there's another topic, a very metal topic that we have to bring up. But before that, I really want to know, how do you feel about John Campea trying to rob your thunder by doing the After Hours show?
Okay, it was pointed out to me that John Campea is doing an After Hours show. And you know what? Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. By the way, I just want...
when he makes more money.
Okay, well, hang on a second. Let me just say, for the record, John Campea has taught me more about YouTube than I've forgotten about Star Trek.
Because you haven't forgotten anything about Star Trek.
Well, a lot of people. It's funny you say. A lot of people are like, "Oh my God, is John Campea trying to steal your thunder?" First of all, is John Campea as metal as we are?
There's no way. Look, John does his own thing. He can't touch our thunder.
No, the thing is...
it's like, yeah.
There is room for everyone. Room for everyone. I have to say...
Most of the people, we have better people in our chats.
Damn, I would not say that.
Unless they want to, they want some of the
Nope.
good Canadian kid wants to shift some our way. But
no. John has been grinding and busting his ass for a very, very long time, and I have to say, of all the people that I've ever worked with in Hollywood, John is one of the most scrupulously honest and direct people I've ever met, ever. And he is a guy. He is so good to his word. And I actually kind of smiled when he did a late night show. I was like, all right. So I love John Campea. He has been good to me. And you know what? When people that I worked with for many years decided to cancel me, the first person that called me was John Campea to say, hey, man, are you okay? And by the way, 2 other people that have been very nice to me, Jason Inman and Jeremy Johns. And I have to give a shout out, John Campea, Jason Inman, Jeremy Johns, and Ashley V. Robinson. Delightful folks, all. I'm a huge fan of them. I mean, Jeremy Johns, one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my life. And by the way, we worked together a little bit on Collider, and he lives, let's just say he lives in the PNW, the Pacific Northwest, where I'm from. And Jason Inman, I mean, shout out to everyone, all of you. And John Campea has been an inspiration and somebody who, you know what I like about John Campea? He will call me even on my shit. He'll be like, bruh, come on, dude.
Yeah.
He will not allow me to flake. He lets me do companion videos, and him and his wife Anne, I mean, delightful people. Love them.
Yeah, they seem charming. How was so last weekend? You probably talked about this, so
I really haven't.
If you haven't talked about last weekend,
dude,
just give, because that's metal in its own form. Black Panther, the movie, with a live orchestra playing at the Hollywood Bowl.
So John and Ann Campea again provided tickets for Elizabeth and I we had box seats. I mean, the seats were unfucking real at the Hollywood. I love the Hollywood Bowl. So last Sunday night, John and Ann brought Elizabeth and I to the Hollywood Bowl, and Kevin Feige introduced the night, and it was the composer was there. And it was a full day. So what they do is they show the movie, and we were right under the screen. So it was like you're at a home theater with the 100-piece symphony orchestra. And Amazing. It was incredible. It was incredible.
And the week before that, for the people who don't live in Los Angeles, the week before that was, for 3 nights, John Williams.
Yeah.
Doing his thing, which is amazing. I've seen that one time. So yeah, it's pretty amazing.
What was really fun about the Black Panther screening was, there's a lot of ethnic
vocalists
and instruments
in that score. Yeah.
And it was there was the main drummer, that dude. I mean, that guy was having the most fun I've ever. It was like that. I can't even do it with my mouth. It's the whatever that drum is, which is through the whole score. He was there. I want to bottle his joy.
Is it the taiko drum?
No, it wasn't a taiko drum. It was a hand drum. I don't know what it's called.
Okay. Yes.
And that guy was having the best time. I mean, grinning from ear to ear. And I couldn't stop watching him because the joy of what he was doing was infectious. And then when vocalists would like walk out and do the, la 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 la, at the beginning of a Lion King, they were doing the Wakanda I mean, even they were like walking out, and everybody was having such a goddamn fun time singing or playing, and it was dude, it was joyous.
It's nice to see. It's nice to hear about whether the numbers say it or not. that people are finally sort of just like taking back their lives, going, look, I'm gonna have to deal with this thing, this fucking pandemic. It's gone on too long, but I got to start living life again. And it's really nice to hear that stuff. I haven't been because I've been working so much. I mean, last weekend I wasn't on because I was shooting a short film that screened tonight. Literally, the short film from conception to the completion of filming was 24 hours, a little over 24 hours.
Wow.
And then it screened tonight. And, it was you know how these things are, Rob. It's a one-man show. It's like you get the footage and it's like, oh, well, I have to edit it. I have to mix it and sound design it and color correct it.
Yeah.
And also work a full-time editing job in between that. And it was just like, holy shit, dude, there was just no time. I really missed I missed not being on, but it was for, I think, a good purpose.
You got to make a movie. Come on.
I got to make a little. I got to make a little movie. I got to do something a little different than the genre stuff that I've done before. And but I will say this, and I told you this, and RM called me Friday night. Yeah, thank you. I'll practice.
By the way, you know what? I have to say about she's one of the. I keep meeting. I have to say, I meet people on this show that I wish I knew 25 years ago. That we had been in LA with all these people, and and she's one of those people. I'm like, I wish that, and I'm glad I know her now. But it would have been fun to know her. Back when we first started working together, full moon in '93. It would have been
But we met each other in '89.
Yeah, we did. But we were working, and it's just like one of the cool things. Like last night, I was streaming with a guy named Lael, and a guy I met a couple of weeks ago for the first time. Really, just a cool guy, and he's a toy collector, and it was so funny because he was like, "I can't believe you want me to stream with you." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, I meet him. I'm like, I wish we were hanging out for the last 25 years because we would be the best of friends. And that's what I love about the whole YouTube streaming place, that we've met so many really great people. And I read letters today. I got a letter today that I've actually cried. You might not have seen it, but I did cry live on the show once. And I didn't mean to. I read letters from people. Today, I almost cried again.
Well, you just never know. I mean, because you don't pre-read these letters. You just read them off the right off the cuff, which is
I sometimes read a few sentences, but I purposefully don't read the letters before I read them live on the show because I want to be hit. I want to be hit with them.
Yeah, no, that's
I want it to be live, and if I read them, and sometimes, by the way. Like one of the drawbacks of that is when I'm reading them, I get fucked up. I can't, it's hard to read.
You get verklempt?
Well, no. I got verklempt, but sometimes I read things too fast, and like today was one of those days. People might not notice this, or maybe they do. There are some days when I'm really into it. Like I'm very lucid. I'm like, I put a little zhuzh into reading the letters, and today was one of those days where I'm like. I'm so down. I was so energized because of what happened yesterday with UNESCO. The United Nations endorsed Tango Shalom on social media.
Holy shit.
Dude. It was one of those things where I'm like, I can't. It was so insane that I thought, is this bullshit? Like what? And amazing. At the same time. We also got one of the worst reviews. Not only have I ever read for my own work, but one of the worst reviews I've ever read ever. And it was really, because as you know, if someone writes a bad review, you can't answer. That way lies madness. But this review was really personal, and it was really mean. And I was like,
I've certainly gotten those, and I
Yeah.
know you have too.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
especially you make a movie about Star Trek fans. I'm sure you got some
Dude,
doozies of fucking
dude,
personal-
I know. Yeah.
Hills
and-
Run Red. I was called a misogynist. Like so many things. So many.
Mhm.
There are a couple people who really took it personal. You know what
Yeah.
else is personal, Rob? I just got to point this out because I just saw this in the chat. You know how I love to read things that aren't super chats, but we've got some that we should get to. But this is from Lizzie Venus. I wish I met Rob before he met his Elizabeth. She's a lucky woman.
Well, thank you, Lizzie Venus.
Look at Rob just blushed.
I did. I'm kind of blushing. I am kind of blushing. Oh my god. Well, that's very nice. Thank you. I appreciate that.
But congratulations on the United Nations thing. That's really
Dude, it was crazy.
amazing.
But on the other hand, I have to say that and I talked about this on my show today. So on one hand, we got eviscerated in this review, and I have to say, what I find really interesting is that we've received 2 really bad reviews, and from people that I would consider myself an ally with. And you want to step in, and as you know, you want to correct people and be like, "Come on, man." But this particular review got really personal, not for me, but personal in the sense that there was assumptions made like, well, clearly this movie's been sitting on a shelf for a long time because Joe Bologna, who died when this movie was made. I was reading this going, wow, what does this have to do with a review or a critique of the film itself? And all of it's wrong.
Well,
like
and it's like, oh, the movie's been sitting. You know what? You know what's still sitting on the shelf? Rob, let's go. What's still sitting on the shelf? Top Gun, Maverick.
Yeah.
What else is sitting on the shelf? Yeah. Oh, geez, because maybe a fucking global pandemic, and they didn't want to lose their shirt the way fucking Malignant did.
Yeah. Well, hang on a second.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just saying.
And by the way, Malignant is fucking great.
Metal.
Oh, dude, fucking.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how fucking metal Malignant is? Fuck yeah, James Wan. Fuck yeah. But
right.
you know what? It's misunderstood. It's misunderstood.
Just like me.
Well, yeah. And but I have to say, I won't say anything more about this. But so this review, Tango Shalom, is copywritten 2021. It wasn't finished until mid-August, and it opened on September 3rd. And this reviewer was talking about how it was sitting on a shelf and it couldn't find distribution. I'm like, we never sent it to distributors. As a matter of fact, it was in film festivals, and a distributor came to us.
Yes.
And when I read this, I'm like, I have to say, I'm really tired of people that have lived their lives in academia, who, by the way, I used to consider myself a classical liberal with leftist leanings. I'm like, you know what? I want to divest myself from everyone in academia, because your heads are so far up your asses between critical race theory and all of your bullshit. I'm like, you know what? Just make something. Rather than tell everybody else what's wrong. And if you want, write a book. If you want to tell us what's wrong, do something where you have to put some time and effort in and see what it's like when you make something. As you know, Dave, make something and then you put it up for public scrutiny.
Yeah,
and
it's not easy.
It's not easy. And I am tired. I am tired of our culture has been, when I was in college, and when you were in college probably, we went to college because of our professors. We went to college because of what we were going to get when we got there.
Yeah.
I didn't think I knew more than my professors did. Otherwise, I wouldn't have paid exorbitant sums of money to go to college. I went to school to learn. I wanted to be challenged. I wanted to have ideas thrown at me that were dangerous.
And expand your mind, which is what it's all supposed to do. And you know what the funny thing is with the film business, especially what they what's the old adage? What they say is like, you learn more by doing. You'll learn more in working on one even low budget movie than you probably will of going to film school.
Yeah. I mean,
it was certainly the case for me. And that's the thing. And someone asked earlier, it's like, did I go to school to learn how to edit and do all these things? No. It might have been. It was you. When Full Moon got their first Avid, you had already worked on it, and you came in, sat down with me for an hour, and sort of showed me it. And then everything else was learning by making mistakes. And it's the same thing with Photoshop. It's the same thing with any editing program. It's the same thing with doing all this stuff. The one thing that I am not proficient in is I at this point, I can't shoot on my own. I'm not my own director of photography. But I will say this. Not that I think I have $1,000 to spend on it, but
the new iPhone?
The iPhone with the cinema mode looks pretty amazing. The iPhone Pro looks pretty amazing. I think that could be a real game changer.
Soderbergh, since the iPhone 7, has been making movies with iPhones. I mean, you get two of those iPhones.
Actually have it look good.
Yeah, you get those two. Look, I thought Unsane looked pretty good, but you get those new iPhone 13s, the Pros. Come on.
I mean,
but Dave, you know what? It's just like if you have a great guitar, you gotta have the best guitar in the world. You still need to know how to shred on it before anyone's going to pay attention.
That's true. But let's get back to our, the amazing people that we've gotten to meet here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm going to say this because he does say hello, and I know people get tired of me talking to him. And we are not having an overseas love affair, so don't get excited about that. But you could be. Who are we to say no?
Well, no, but I talked to CK today.
Oh, how's he doing?
Well, they just did on Thursday an acoustic show. They did an acoustic show. That,
by the way, when you say CK, Dave, a lot of people.
CK Smile, from the lead singer from the band Chaosium,
and who has been a guest on this show. Yeah.
And he and I have struck up a friendship because of our mutual love for horror and music and everything else. So we talk, and the band's working really hard. For those who care, they're actually going in the studio tomorrow, and he's recording vocals for a new track for the new album. So,
nice. There
we go. So that's cool. But
somebody we met, by the way, on this show. I mean, you reached out to him, and one of the things that I think is underestimated by a lot of people is that, on my channel, I've been trying to build a community, which has been built. I mean, we have a great bunch of people, and a lot of. Today I read an article, or read a letter someone wrote me. I was about ready to cry when I read it, and it's pretty special that we can go on. I get drunk and talk about things that are fucking metal, Dave. Things that are metal, and have conversations. Or I have. I had Yale last night, and it was just, we had a great time. All the people that wrote in and talked, and the people that send us super chats and everything. It's a really great community.
It really, really is, and I don't take it for granted because you've been doing this. I wouldn't be doing this if you hadn't asked me to come on, and that we just had so much fun. But it has opened a world to me that I never thought I would be on a show like this. So anyway, I don't want to let's not give each other hand jobs.
Are you saying we should hey, there's nothing wrong with giving each other hand jobs, dude. Come on now.
I'm just saying. Let's
Dave.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Let's get to some super chats before we talk about our next super metal thing.
Okay, well, there are some great super chats here. By the way, all super chats are great. Wow, I look and there's a lot. Cinema writes in and says, yo guys, that intro was so tenacious D, I loved it. Well, I mean, Clint Baker, maybe he's inspired by it, but I have to, all hands, let's hear it for Clint. Fuck yeah, dude, that was fucking metal, brah! Thank you for that. And Cinema, I'm glad you noticed. Twin Flicks. How are
Nice.
you doing? Twin Flicks says that theme intro was fucking metal as hell. Clint, buddy. Apparently you have fans. That was awesome. The official cheesemonger of the Burnettwork, Kaz Graphics, who, by the way, gave me what might be. I never had a favorite glass before. This
You
glass.
haven't washed it since you got it either.
Dude, I wash it almost every day. I do. I wash it almost every day. And he sent me this. And Kaz Graphics, the official cheesemonger of the Burnettwork, he says, I just saw Dune. What? How'd you see Dune, dude? I just saw Dune. It's so meta. They better make a sequel. And if Dave ever wants cheese, hit me up. Dude. Dude, I got to tell you. I mean, you might laugh. But Beecher's handmade cheese. I mean, Kaz Graphics posted a video. There were people waiting. It was like watching the line for The Empire Strikes Back on 6th and Blanchard. It was all the way around the corner. I mean, I'm telling you, dude, that cheese is unbelievable. It is I'm just saying.
Maybe they can do a midnight metal cheese.
But maybe
we have to work our way up to like getting an IPA or something, you know.
I don't know. I mean, I think Kaz Graphics is like an investor in Beecher's handmade cheese. That's why he's always giving me the hookup. But
that's great. That's awesome,
dude. It's not as awesome as putting that cheese in your mouth, dude. I'm telling you. Ooh. I didn't even know I could ejaculate in my own mouth, but I apparently can. It's amazing. All you have to do is eat Beecher's cheese.
Well, Rob, you know what they say. If you want,
I mean, I guess I could. I didn't mean like I was contorting myself or whatever.
Just keep trying, Rob. Someday.
Wow, I'm not even that drunk yet. My God.
That can we just take that little quote?
Look, someone's gonna like already. They've already done it. It's already on social media. It's out there.
I want it as my ringtone for when you call. I didn't know I could come in my own mouth.
Well, let me just tell you, if you've ever had Beecher's handmade cheese, you too will come in your own mouth. Let me just say, it's
I don't know
that
if he wants
fucking
that kind
good.
Of endorsement, Rob.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Well, you know, God. Seattle's a very a progressive city. I mean, you know,
very. Apparently, you came from there.
I did come from there, Dave.
Oh, again and again.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Brandon Valenzuela.
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, Brandon Valenzuela says, you did a show with Dennis Zhang. That was surprising. I love Dennis Zhang. I mean, remember, we worked at Collider. I did work at Collider for 4 years. I mean, 3.5 years with John Schnepp, and then later. I mean, by the way, I love everyone at Collider. Even the people that called me a garbage human being. Actually, the two people that called me that I still admire.
I know one of them.
You do know one of them.
I see them occasionally.
No, that's not the person I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. That person moved out of the state.
Oh, no. They have a place here too. Like every couple of weeks or so they're here.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, because that person's delightful.
What a charmer. I didn't.
You mean they?
Oh yes, pronouns.
Yeah. Well, and by the way, it's fine. Whatever. You know. By the way, have I mentioned, Dave? Wait for that person. Oh wait, hang on.
Hashem told you to dance in a tango contest?
A dancing teacher wants to tango with you?
Critics are raving about Tango Shalom. All I'm saying is that, hey, I make movies. They didn't know that.
At first, I heard that accent. I thought you were playing a clip from What We Do in the Shadows, which is still the best show that's on TV, and it's back again for season 3.
Probably true. It's true. By the way, Clint Baker says, Rob and Dave, I'm glad you enjoyed my metal stylings. It's good to be listening to you guys on a Saturday night. Clint,
Feels like home now.
Clint, That was some dope ass shit. Thank you so much for that.
That was amazing.
I'm blown away.
Absolutely incredible.
Clearly blown away. I mean, and I've never heard anyone say my name in a sexier way. It was almost like you were Simon Le Bon and Come Undone. You know, I don't know. It was amazing.
It was almost like you were a fine cheese.
No.
To Rob's ears.
Okay, now hang on a second. Do not mistake. I mean, Kaz Graphics as a cheesemonger. By the way, if you see pictures of him, that guy, I've never met him. He is, I want to be him. He just looks like one of the coolest dudes ever. He's clearly the coolest guy that lives in Seattle, because Seattle is not cool anymore. But Kaz Graphics is cool. He's cool.
Yes.
Still cool. I mean, I look at his feed, his Facebook, his social media. I'm like, man, that guy is living his best life. I'm just saying.
You're living a pretty good life. You could live. You could be. You could be living more. We will be.
We all could be.
Things are afoot, Rob, aren't they?
Oh, Dave, you have no idea. As they said in Beyond Thunderdome, dice are rolling. Dice are rolling.
Don't do that.
Okay, look, man, I was shaking the dice.
Rob's on a one-track mind tonight.
No,
Next week, the Midnight Metal Beat-a-thon.
The Mad Max 4K anthology was announced this week, Dave.
I know. I'm really excited because I can't wait to get Beyond Thunderdome.
You're just a raggedy man.
Come on.
Who runs Bartertown? Who runs Bartertown, Dave?
Who's more metal than Master Blaster and Auntie Entity?
No one is better than Auntie Entity. She is like, we will rebuild. So good.
It's amazing. That movie doesn't get enough love. I know it's the PG-13 or PG
Mad
Max movie.
Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome fucking rules.
I still love it. The
Dude.
music's great. Everything. It's not fucking Fury Road. Let's just get that out of the way.
Because we're one of the living. By the way, One of the Living is one of the greatest songs ever written for a movie. Ever.
But here's the thing. What upsets me, and we've talked about this before, but what upsets me about that song is we got the album mix. I want the movie mix with it's got more reverb in it. It sounds more epic.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And I want the sound effects that come up with the title too. Dude.
Yeah, we're one of the living.
That's right.
Dude, I'm with you 100%. Saber Wolf says, "Hi, Rob and Dave. I just watched Malignant, and man, was it awesome. Thank you. Loved that James Wan really created something different, and holy crap, was that police station sequence frickin' metal. Rock on, fellas. I mean, look, we both know James Wan.
Malignant. We're going to talk about Malignant with no spoilers, because I'm sure some people haven't seen it and they're like, but no spoilers on this.
First of all, okay, you know what? When Christopher Nolan made The Dark Knight and Warner Brothers said, okay, you can make whatever you want, he's like, I'm going to make Inception.
Right.
Okay. James Wan makes a fucking $1 billion.
Yeah.
He can make anything he wants. They're like, Warner Brothers like, what do you want to make?
I'm going to make Malignant.
James Wan makes fucking Malignant. And let me just tell you, can I just tell you, I've met James Wan a number of times at various parties, and we all kind of know the same people. Nicest guy in the world. I was on the set of Saw 1, the original. Mm-hmm. I was shooting EPK stuff. I fucking love James Wan.
He's a great person. He really is.
Nothing has made me love James Wan as much as he took his Aquaman $1 billion box office, and Warner Brothers is like, do you want to remake Lawrence of Arabia? Like Ben-Hur? What do you want to do? He's like, fuck that shit. I'm going to make Malignant.
Well, do you want something that would cost more money? No.
Dude, no. No, I don't need money. I want to make fucking Malignant. If any filmmaker, if any studio filmmaker today deserves your love and respect, it's James motherfucking Wan.
Because he made a
wacky, fucking
batshit crazy.
Oh my god!
Almost early '90s throwback, man. It's crazy.
And you know what? You want somebody that has integrity, creative integrity. You want to back a horse. You want to know somebody who will always be there for you. James motherfucking Wan. And before people go, "Oh, Rob, you're such a James Wan Warner Brothers shill." No, I'm not. I am not. James Wan. Well, are you getting paid by Warner Brothers to talk good things about James Wan?
No, I just
okay.
I'm just I've been lucky enough to know James since Dead Silence came out.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying. I just want to make sure we just like James. We like him. We support him. You're not being paid. I'm not being paid to say how much I love Malignant, and I love that James Wan did it. And you know what? There is nothing more metal than going off Aquaman and then making Malignant. That might be the most metal shit that's ever happened in the history of fucking Hollywood. So you go, James Wan.
Yeah.
You go.
It's great. And
Fuck
it's worth
yeah.
it. You guys, even look, it's not perfect. It's got some stuff, but boy, is there some beautiful stuff happening in that movie.
Dude. Okay, I would say this.
You haven't seen a movie like this in a very long time.
Or ever? I mean,
not done this way for sure. Not done
God damn it.
I love that. Yeah. You just gotta.
And by the way, Saberwolf, thanks for the kind words. I mean, James Wan does not need us to support him, but he's fucking rad. And Malignant, what a hoot, man. What a hoot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Louis Terrasas sends us a super chat and says, "I'm metal, big dogs." Ooh. Tony Soprano would be 61 today. Is that true? Wow.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it was. It was Gandolfini's birthday.
Yeah, well, 61.
Yeah.
Dave, our next super chat.
Yes.
Is from Swag Props.
Oh,
okay.
I know Swag Props.
Can we just talk about Swag Props for a minute?
Can we talk about how metal Swag Props is?
Dude, I mean, I think... Did you not receive a package?
I did. It was the highlight of my week.
Okay, here's what's crazy about this channel. Like, what I love is to meet people as metal as fuck as we are. And you never know where they're going to come from.
No.
Now, I have to say, a lot of people have heard me say this before, but Swag Props Cal, he lives in Malaysia, the South Island of Malaysia, hence the SWAC in his title. Mm-hmm. He's a man that makes, I mean, you and I have both worked on films. SWAC Props makes prop replicas of mostly paper products, books, maps.
He should be working on big Hollywood movies with
Dude.
the skills that he has.
Okay, his skills are, let's just talk about SWAC Props. His skills are beyond, they're beyond reproach. I mean, this guy, his stuff is I've never seen anything on a film set that comes close to the work that he does.
Yeah, the meticulous care that he takes is incredible, and I think we should show everyone what he sent us.
Yeah. So, Dave, give us a little preamble. What did and what is it we're about to show? What did SWAC Props send us?
Well, there was a time when I, from my memory, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, when we started doing this, and I talked about that I had procured, not from SWAC Props, a collection of Sutter Kane paperbacks.
Okay, now,
from the movie,
Dave, yeah, you have to explain who is Sutter Kane, and do you read him? Do you read Sutter Kane, Dave?
I do. Sutter Kane is the fictional author in John Carpenter's In the Mouth of Madness,
played by Jürgen Prochnow.
Probably his last great film.
Yeah, it's true.
Probably
it is
his last great film, but it is great, and it is about an author very much of the Lovecraft, ilk.
Lovecraft meets Stephen King.
Yes. He outsells Stephen King in the movie. He is, and he says that he's writing nonfiction. And
indeed, he might very well be.
And Sam Neill is John Trent. He is tasked with the job of finding Sutter Kane, who has gone missing, and he and Stiles, who works for the publishing,
played by Julie Warner.
Carmen.
Julie
Carmen.
Well, Julie Carmen, who was in Fright Night too.
Yes. And the thing is, so she works for the publishing company called Arcane, which is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I know.
And they go and they find, and through John Trent's very good detective work, they find out that there's a map on the paperbacks that leads to a place in New Hampshire called Hobbs End. Which is where Sutter Kane sets his books, much like if there was a real Derry or Castle Rock. It's a wonderful film.
Love it.
I love book props. And it was just one of those things where I was like, I have to have these. And yet the paperbacks were the only things available. And I said, well, the only thing missing is the hardcover, which was in the movie, the brand new book that was coming out, the hardcover book of In the Mouth of Madness.
That's right.
And we talked about it
on this show.
And then SWAC started to make In the Mouth of Madness, a hardcover novel.
Come on now. I mean,
here,
dude. Okay. I mean, oh wait, I haven't even taken mine out of the wrap.
I had to because I really wanted to show. I'm getting reflection, but oh my god,
dude!
I'm trying to make sure.
First of all, how does he get the art? Like even frame grabs, like in the what?
That's the thing. I've grabbed frame grabs before. They are not of this quality,
dude. Look. I mean, first of all,
absolutely incredible.
This is next fucking level. Like what's interesting is the only drawback of this book is that there isn't an actual real Sutter Kane novel in here.
Except
I know.
The thing is, this is the thing about SWAC and the attention to detail. When you look at it, he has written the writing in here, which is repeated, of course, but it's broken up into chapters. He's broken up to chapters, and the writing in it is from the book In the Mouth of Madness. I don't even know where he found the segment.
Dude, I mean, SWAC props. He sent me. First of all, I have to tell people that the first thing that he made, he was so on this channel early on. He was somebody that was always here early on, and I actually looked up SWAC props because we've worked on films. I came from the art department, and I found his Etsy store, whatever, and I'm like, he makes prop replicas of the 9 gates of the kingdom of heaven, from Roman Polanski's to the Ninth Gate. Now, here's the thing. I love the Ninth Gate. And I'm like, nobody loves the Ninth Gate as much as I do. Oh, wait. I was wrong.
Scott.
Darren Scott. But SWAC Props is making prop replicas of the multiple versions of the 9 gates of the kingdom of heaven. I couldn't believe it. I started talking about it, and I was like, he sent me a copy. He just, I was talking, he sent it to me. I didn't pay for it. By the way, it's worth its weight in gold. His work is unbelievable.
I mean, now I have what I feel is, in some ways, the holy grail of any collectible that I have.
I mean, this is like a real, this is the coolest shit. I don't know. You have to be a real horror fan to understand how rad this is. Come on.
It's so gorgeous.
And then I have to say, okay.
Yes.
Now,
and then he goes a step further.
Okay. This is so. For those of you who don't know, who might not have seen In the Mouth of Madness, by the way, if you haven't seen In the Mouth of Madness, why are you watching the show? But anyway, So
I cut extras on the Scream Factory special edition.
Okay,
in the Mouth of Madness.
Dude, I love this movie so much.
I do too.
So in that movie, Trent, John Trent.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, you already said, but I was
going
to say that I just want to set up you because you didn't quite explain. So on the paperback, not the hardcover, but
hold on 1 second. Hold on, because I can help you back up the story. 1 second.
I don't even know what I'm supposed to do right now. I'm at a loss. I could sit here and narrate. Oh, here comes Dave back to explain. Dave?
Sorry, folks. I was ill-prepared for this, but as you can see, as you're talking, in the paperback versions, there are these.
Now, these are not swag props. These are not swag props.
No, these are not. But there are, if you see, hopefully you can see, I know there's a reflection, guys. I'm sorry. There are red lines on these.
You got to pull the books back. You're a little too close to the camera, Dave.
Okay, I just want to angle it so I don't get the reflection. So.
Yeah, but pull it back a little further, and now go in front of your face. There we go. Yeah.
It's out of focus. Sorry, I got you.
Yeah.
There we go. So there's these.
Yeah.
So go ahead. So so you see there's red lines in all of these.
Yes.
Books.
So what Swack did, now he's made hardcovers. I mean, this is like a Stephen King book from 1984. It's like Pet Sematary. It's so fucking incredible. But what Swack did was he made the paperback covers, and then he didn't make the books. He cut them apart and made the map of all of the different book covers, which means he had to make the covers or get the covers. Maybe he got them online. I don't know. And then he cut them apart and made so you could see what state it was in.
I'm telling you, Swack, if you make the paperbacks and you emboss the covers,
bro,
I'll buy a whole new set for you.
Oh, like the 80s.
I'm already going to be ordering some stuff for people at Christmas, the stuff that Swack has.
Dude, okay.
It's amazing.
I mean, I know we're like waxing rhapsodic, and we don't make any money from endorsing swag props. Although they just send us cool shit. But let me just tell you something: the level of detail, the love, and the care. To me, I want to live in a world where everybody who's ever doing every job, whatever they're doing, does the job that swag props does, because there is such joy. Passion. There's such love. I mean, my God. Now, let me tell you, I don't have this. Last night on Midnight Metal, because I always have this at arm's length. I don't know. You've seen this. I'm going to do it again. Why not? So, I'm just going to. So, Swag Props doesn't just. I did it last night. I really honestly don't care if you guys are bored by this, because this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. Like ever. Like, to be honest, I can't even believe this exists. I can't even believe it.
Yeah.
This is something else Swag Props made, and I know, dude, look at this.
I know. Believe me, I
okay.
need to order that. I need to order that,
dude,
for someone.
Dude, this is the map of the Misty Mountains where Smaug lives. Now, this is the Lord of the Rings version. Okay?
Right.
This is. I've been to Weta Workshop. This shit.
It's
I look
identical.
at this, dude. Okay, and you think like, wow, this is really great. I should get this framed, right? You think that this is cool. I mean, look at this shit, dude. Dude, I gotta go full frame on this. Hang on, I'm gonna go full frame.
Yeah.
Full frame. I mean, you got you look at. Go. Okay, Yeah, I mean, if you look at this, so this is Swag Props has done this. This is, I mean, the weathering, and you think, wow, Rob, that's a really great prop. It looks just like the prop in the movie. It does. But let me tell you why this is next fucking level. So Swag sends this to me. Okay? He sends this to me he sends me an envelope, a potpourri of his work, stuff, and this was in it. Comes with this. Look. Now I just want to show you guys. Look at this. Look, the runes. I mean, oh wait, hang on. I know it's hard to see. It's really, they're in here. All the runes from the goddamn movie. I mean, God, I'm not doing a good job of showing this, but look at this. They're all the elvish. I mean, can you fucking believe that shit? I couldn't. Like when I got this, I was literally, it was so next level. I worked in art departments on horror films. No one does this shit. No one. The level of detail. I mean, you know what? If I was a millionaire, a billionaire, or whatever, you know what I would do? I would buy swag props, like some house, whatever house he wanted, whatever materials he needed, and I would pick movies to make just so he could make replicas of shit that would be in the movies that I would make. I mean, he's that good, man. Hang on, Dave. Dave is back. Let me put it back on. Hang on. So, Dave, am I wrong?
No, like I said, I don't have the money to actually collect props from movies. So when I say that this is probably the crown jewel in my sort of collecting, is this In the Mouth of Madness hardcover book. I'm not lying, because it's like very few people have this stuff. But the fact that Swack is making this stuff and he's making things available is just incredible. And it's, and again, it's worth the money, and we're not being paid. Yes, it was insanely, almost unfathomably nice of him to send us these things.
By the way, he doesn't he doesn't tell us he's going to do it either. No,
and here's the thing.
we just get packages. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm like, it comes from Malaysia. I'm like, you know what? If I get a package that comes from Malaysia, I actually get on my knees. I do. I have to before I open it, because the work involved, the love involved. I need to get.
No, I got very choked up by opening it, and the thing is, I just, to me, look. Yeah, the people are like going, yeah, great guys. It's like,
I know we're like going on.
It's the swag prop hour.
Well, what are you guys talking about?
I know he's in the chat. I'd love to have him.
Well, I was about to read it. He did say. The reson I brought him up is because he sent us a tip.
Oh,
and that's why I brought up swag props. Back to that. I brought up swag props because he actually is in the chat and he sent us a tip. I didn't mean to like wow. Well, you know what? I did mean to.
No, we did. I don't care, because. And here's the thing, guys. If you're interested in what he does, he has an Etsy store. Just search swag props.
Okay,
it's worth it.
Let me tell you one of the things you got to look at. Look at Henry Jones's Grail Diary from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Bro, come on,
it's insane.
Come on, dude. Come on.
The stuff. Look, he makes things that geeks love.
Oh my god, dude.
It is. It's just like, it's like, look, we're being like, fine, we're metal, but we're, we're kind of geeks too. Okay,
kind of.
I love it. I love it.
What?
I know.
Dave, I don't know if you saw this, by the way. Come on, dude. Did you see this?
Oh, yeah.
Did you?
Yep.
Did you see? Come on.
The book in there and everything.
Oh, yeah. Dude, come on.
I know. Gorgeous.
This shit is... This is the dope... And by the way, I have to say, if you look at it, talk about fucking metal, dude. Look at the artwork.
No, I know the Derek Riggs. I think he probably. I would assume he did the artwork. He's done outstanding. Oh, you want to talk about something else that's sort of kind of metal?
By the way, have you listened to this record? This record is fucking great.
It's amazing.
It's great. I love this record. Iron Maiden's, if you guys, you want to worry about metal or whatever, this Iron Maiden record is, and by the way, I always feel I'm going to mispronounce it, but Senjutsu is, it means basically tactics. It's such a, I fucking love this. I fucking love this so much.
It's
just thought I'd throw that in there.
No, thank you. I'm glad you did. One thing before we get to Swag Props question, I just for fans of the band Kiss. Well, one, glad that Gene and Paul both got over catching COVID, and they're back on stage. They're back touring, and the 40th anniversary of Destroyer is coming. And they are putting out an incredible box set. It's $200, but you get a full book. You get multiple you get 3-4 CDs maybe. It's got all the a reproduction of the original Kiss Army pamphlet and certificate, stickers, posters, everything. I might have to break down and spend $200 to get this vinyl. Or the
wait, hang on, wait. You may have to, dude. This is the Burnettwork. The answer is always yes.
I have to.
Yes, you buy it. You buy it.
Rob,
you hit click.
Rob, should I get this?
Yes, Dave.
Yes.
You should.
Yes, you should.
Okay, now I've got a question for you. Question for you. Because I'm a dirty old man, I have an intense love of the Korean quartet Blackpink.
Yes.
Do you know it? So, one of their members, who's actually from Thailand, Lisa, or her real name, La Lisa, released her solo album. Now, I don't know if you've seen the music video for La Lisa's solo album. If you watch...
No.
Okay.
I have to, though.
Okay, there is a brief moment. She's wearing a Kiss jacket.
Oh.
La Lisa is wearing a jacket with Kiss on it. Now, I'm sure most of those people that love Blackpink, and by the way, I feel like every time I mention Blackpink, it's in my area. I feel I'm going to get Boombaya canceled by YouTube for just liking them, because I shouldn't, But then I was trying to explain to Elizabeth, like, La Lisa's 24. Like, if I was a billionaire and not with you, nobody would say anything. Like, right. I might be 30 years older than she is, but, if I was rich, nobody would say, like, oh, Rob Burnett, film mogul, is dating La Lisa. But, I mean, I just want to point out, she is wearing a jacket with Kiss on it. And by the way, you see it in the opening. She's walking. It's you know what? That K-pop, they make some badass music videos. And let me just give a shout out to La Lisa, for her first music video for her solo record, Break Free of Blackpink.
God damn.
By the way, man, I got my Blackpink t-shirt and people are like, Rob, it's really
dirty
creepy.
Old man.
Dude, and the thing is, to be honest, K-pop is very desexualized for me. There's no, I like it. I like the production. I feel like it's like Rhythm Nation. I feel like, Janet Jackson's album Rhythm Nation, it's fucking metal. By the way, people, if you don't know it, listen to that song. Listen to Rhythm Nation. It's fucking metal. That album does not get enough fucking love. And I feel that Blackpink is following in the footsteps of Janet Jackson circa Rhythm Nation. Now people are like, I wouldn't
say that I wouldn't say that Rhythm Nation is metal. But
dude,
it's definitely it's rock and roll.
Dude, it's fucking metal.
It's rock and roll.
Dude,
it's not metal.
It's metal.
It's rock and
listen to that. Dude, listen to Rhythm Nation. Go watch that right now. Tell me that's not fucking metal. It's so metal. It is.
It's rock pop. Guys, you're all gonna fucking agree with me. They're all gonna agree with me, Rob.
Dave.
It doesn't mean that it's not badass. I'm just saying it's not metal.
Dave, I'm telling you. Look, here's the thing. Metal is a state of mind.
Miley Cyrus singing with Metallica, a little more metal.
Look,
a little more.
I understand, but you have to expand your horizons about how do you define metal. I'm just telling you.
I know. No, look,
Rhythm Nation.
Wait, hold on. Just zip it. I will give you that because what we
And the beat
said-
goes on. The chat goes, Janet Jackson is not metal. Listen, here's the thing. Of course, not overtly.
No,
but,
metal. What we're promoting and everything is metal. The metal aesthetic.
It's a state of mind.
The state of mind. The thing that metal celebrates is individuality, freedom, going what you love, going against the grain.
Goddamn right.
Being your own fucking individual. That's what we. Bless you.
Dying of COVID. Oh my God. I have the Andromeda strain, Dave. I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm gonna die right now.
That's much cooler than
Captain
getting COVID.
Trips.
There we go. Well, yeah, why couldn't they call COVID something cool like Captain Trips?
Well, COVID-19 is a lab thing.
You know what? They didn't market it well. They should have called it Captain Trips or something. They should have just ripped off Stephen King, and then he could have sued like the world.
I wish CBS ripped off Stephen King and made a really good Stan miniseries.
It's just never going to happen.
Oh wait,
Hal.
not good. Anyway, by the way, Dave, we are way behind. Wait, Dave, you're not going to believe this.
Yeah.
So after Swack Prop sent us a tip,
But what did he say? But what did Swack say?
Oh my God, I haven't even read it. I can't.
We haven't even read it yet. Sorry,
oh
Swack.
my God. So, okay, Swack says, I don't know any reviewer could actually give a feel-good film that promotes tolerance a bad review. Me neither. UNESCO endorses it for its positive message. Who are those negative Nancys to say otherwise? Well, Swack, Dave, back me up here. Here's the thing. Dave, you and I, we live in a world of hell, a world of people tell us things. We just want to make movies. And we have to deal with a lot of people who tell us, yes, we're going to make your movies. Life is hell. Like, all we want to do is make films. And most of the people we meet tell us we will, and then it turns out we won't. It's a horrible existence. And then, when we actually perhaps make a film, there are now people that are waiting. They're literally waiting to eviscerate our movie, especially if it's a film that is deemed culturally significant. Because when you say culturally significant, if it doesn't check the 100 boxes that apparently all social justice warriors need, you can't make a movie that deals with one group of people. You have to have, all your movies have to deal with every group of people. And I agree with you, Swack. I'm like, what was interesting about this eviscerating review is it never actually dealt with the message of the whole movie.
Right.
You know, it never, like, whether you can hate Tango Shalom. It was made for very little money.
Pennies comparatively.
I mean, it really was. I mean, it was made for a really very little money.
Yeah.
And so you can hate it all you want. But if you don't mention what the movie's about, and if all you do is micromanage the way that various people are portrayed, or various races or groups of people are portrayed, you're missing the point. But that's the problem with the modern age, is that we have so many people that they want to make sure that, and what I find so interesting is, who are these people that have decided that they're the arbiters of morality, or they're the arbiters of CRT or whatever?
Well, they take it upon themselves. It's just like Tipper Gorka, you know. It's like,
the PMRC.
The PMRC is like, you know, it's like, it's like, and that blew up in their faces. And the thing is, you know, the funny thing is, you know, them like going, oh well, we have to put a warning sticker on there and stuff. yeah, congratulations, you just sold more fucking albums, because every kid wants to rebel against their parents and they want the album with the fucking dirty words on it with that sticker on there. You just like made way more money for the record industry in that sense. It's just, but again, it's just like, you know, there are so many people who I think the reaction is, it's like there's so many parents out there who don't want to parent. So let's leave it up to the government to tell us what's right and what's wrong, and our PG rating and our G rating and our PG-13 and our R and, you know, NC-17. We're going to, you know, it's like the ridiculousness of, you know, the ratings board and the arguments that you get when you, especially when you are a little movie compared to, you know, you can have as much tits and ass and blood and guts as you want if you're Paul Verhoeven at a time. Starship Troopers, Basic Instinct. I mean, come on. But you know what? You try to do that in a low budget movie and stuff like that, they would fucking shut you down, make you like, look, your first movie that you worked on was notoriously gone to the MPAA 9 to 12 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's called Texas Leatherface,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
It's like, oh, who the fuck are you guys protecting? Because the only people who are going to see that know what they're going to see. You know, it's a weird thing in this world, in our society especially, because that's what I know, how we have like let government and other appointed officials decide for us what is appropriate, instead of deciding for ourselves in a way. Or deciding for our kids, you know, it's like, and it's, and look, and to me, the thing is, the entire country in that mentality, which goes across the board, I think, is completely fucked up, because they are more scared and sensitive to sex and nudity than they are to violence.
Oh, dude, I don't, like, you know, I don't have kids myself. I mean, Elizabeth does, but I you know, I was married. I thought we'd have kids, and we didn't.
Right.
And what I find so odd about our culture, it's like, you know, if I had a son, I would tell him that what's really important is, if you're with somebody, a lady or a man, whatever your preference is, whoever your partner is. I always subscribe to the Dan Savage, who writes Savage Love, his philosophy, the campfire philosophy, which is, you have to leave the campfire site better than how you found it.
Right.
And in my mind, I mean, the point is,
it's good.
Yeah, you need to become, like, if you're, as a man, you need to become a cunning linguist. And I don't mean that as a joke. I'm like, learn. I mean, the fact is, when you kiss a girl, you got to know what you're doing, man. You got to understand. You got to bring your finesse game. And let me tell you, a girl knows.
This is not pressure for the younger people. Look, you learn by doing.
Yeah, of course. But I got to tell you, girls know. You get one kiss, one bite at the apple, and let me just tell you, it better be fucking good, and you need to know, and you need to understand. And by the way, because if you kiss a girl and you are not a good kisser, you have nothing else to offer.
But getting back, I want to bring this up.
But I just want to say, to me, it's a metaphor for everything else. It's like life in general. Learn your craft. Be good at what you do. Put some time in. Figure it out. And like, even working in film, Dave, I mean, you know, it takes time to be good at what you do.
Well, that's the other thing. Well, very interesting. And let me chime in on this before I jump back a little bit to that point. When we were growing up and we were inspired by movies and learned about directors, it was a time where directors like you said, they worked. It was experience. You know, I would argue to say that, just as an example, Scanners was the first time that anyone really took notice of David Cronenberg, and that was his 5th film.
Yes, it was. Wait, hang on. Film. It was. They came from within, Rabid, The Brood, Fast Company, and Scanners. You're right. His 5th film.
It was the 5th film. Halloween was John Carpenter's
3rd.
What?
No, well, after Dark Star. So there's Dark Star, Assault on Precinct, and Halloween.
Right, and then he did Elvis the same year, the TV movie.
Yep.
Most directors, and you could go to Sidney Lumet and everything. It's not just horror people. They got to make movies that you probably never. De Palma. How many movies did De Palma make before you where anyone ever took notice of him?
Carrie.
Like really, Carrie. 76.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, you know
there
were several. Was Phantom of the Paradise before Carrie or after Carrie?
It was actually before, I think, 74.
It was before.
Carrie was 75.
Right, and that was the first time people really paid attention to him.
Yep.
Most directors are not Spielberg, where you come out of the gate and you're a wonder kid.
But wait, I mean,
or George Lucas. So,
but even Spielberg directed TV at Universal, and Duel was a TV movie.
But huge TV movie. But yeah, but again, what I'm pointing out is
no, I understand what you're saying.
But these people, you know, but around the time that we started to actually get to make movies and everything, we were living in the early 90s where Tarantino comes out with Reservoir Dogs, fucking Robert Rodriguez comes out with El Mariachi. That, you know, it was the push for these, like, and that was the pressure. You know, it's like I've only gotten to make 3 full features and shorts. So
more than I have.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, and they've all been of different budgetary levels, and certainly success from my standpoint as far as what I knew and my experience. And I think I'm getting better and better as far as storytelling, as far as working with actors and everything. But the thing is, it's very it's very difficult and unfair to like expect, you know, people to like. James Wan is an exception to do Saw and have that come out as your first one. And then he struggled for a while. He did a couple films that just did not connect. And then he went back to his roots of low budget filming to Insidious. But he was lucky enough to have someone like Jason Blum at that time who really had the savvy to support him.
Yeah, but he also the Saw franchise. Yeah, I mean, but I think what
and he was lucky enough with both cases, his launching and then his relaunching in a way. He was fortunate enough, and he's a very shrewd and smart man and filmmaker. Yeah. But he had companies who had marketing budgets behind him.
Yeah,
you know. Our marketing budget, we got creamed, you know, when The Hills Run Red came out, we got creamed. There was hardly any marketing for it because
of Trick or Treat.
That all went to Trick or Treat, which is again, but deservedly so.
Of course,
I will say that because that should have been a theatrical film. Doherty is one of those people who's very, very special in what he's been able to do.
But Dave,
incredibly talented guy.
But I would say this. I mean, you know, I think our movies.
But he also had a lot more money to make his film.
No, a lot more,
and much more support. Though I'm sure it wasn't easy, but much more support on the producerial side for him.
Of course. What you and I have lacked,
and company side too, because I really do think, and she's a lovely woman. I think Diane Nilsson had no idea what she was getting into with The Hills Run Red, with that movie. So when she finally saw it, she was like, I can't push this. I can't support it because it's problematic. But again, it's not. This is not Sour Grapes. It's not her own fault.
No. But
she was very upfront when we went and pitched it, and just showed her the proof of concept teaser sort of trailer. she showed us her cards right then. She was like, "Oh, that was almost too scary for me." She was the bottom line. She's just not a horror person. So when we go like, "Oh, we're gonna go extreme, like pretty extreme with the script anyway," horror.
But Matt Bierman wanted that.
He did. But the difference is, the only difference is at that time Matt Bierman wasn't in charge. And I think if he had been in charge, and he was a very great supporter of it, but the thing is, he didn't have the clout to push.
Dave, I think you need to give the people that are watching now a little bit of clarification what we're talking about, because I not everyone knows our history. So what you're delving into is very interesting and it's important, but please tell the audience what you're talking about.
So Rob and I made this movie called The Hills Run Red, which is now available on a absolutely obscenely loaded Blu-ray
from Scream Factory that came out last
Scream
year.
Factory.
That we, by the way, when COVID happened, we got locked down. What did we do? You and I, March to May of 2020, we just made special features,
which was really cool. And the thing is, and these special features, like, I did special features that covered now, like it was me and David Scow, who was on our show, who wrote the film.
Yeah.
Eric Olson, who was on our show. See, we only bring people that are friends of ours now. We're working on getting people that we don't know. And actually, next week, we are having a guest on that we haven't, neither one of us know. I reached out. I just thought this would be a really cool.
It's very cool, but we have to keep it under wraps.
But anyway, yes.
But wait, let's go back. So let's explain what it is. Like forget the Hills, the Blu-ray. Explain what it was and how it happened. What is it?
So the Hills Run Red really was
a 2009 horror film.
2009 horror film that is in the slasher Texas Chainsaw Massacre sort of vein.
Yes.
That
I produced and you directed.
That Rob produced and I directed.
And Dave Scow wrote.
And David J. Scow wrote.
One of the co-writers of The Crow.
Yes.
Wrote it.
And Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yep. The first movie I ever worked on, which is why I know Dave Scow. Yeah.
Yeah. So what that
by the way,
became,
can I just stop and just remind people, like, no, I want to say, like, we did produce a horror film that was released by Warner Brothers, and our executive producer was Joel Silver, who did produce Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, and Predator, Streets of Fire.
Oh, by the way, Rob, just off topic, I just have to share this. So the New Beverly's October schedule came out. I bought a ticket because they're doing a double feature of Little Shop of Horrors and Streets of Fire.
Wow. I gotta see that. But I have to say,
hell yeah!
I mean, it's funny because we talk on YouTube, but we did make a horror film for Warner Brothers and Joel Silver.
And we're still trying to make horror movies.
I know, but we did do it. Like, we did, like, we were going to make a $350,000 horror film. And by the way, can I just chime in? And I have to say that our fellow producers that brought us the project thought I was lying to them the whole time. They thought everything from the insurance I bought, they thought I was lying. And when I said, there's a possibility.
This is what Rob is getting to the point of with this whole thing is like, so when we first started down the road of The Hills Run Red, it was for a company called Fever Dreams. Headed by a very shrewd businessman.
Yep.
John Cirabella. Very, very smart businessman.
Yep.
I liked him.
I did too.
But he had two other people with him that were sort of taking point because they were the real horror fans. And Fever Dreams at the time, it was a Fever Dreams was the production version of this group called
and they had made two other movies, Shadow Dead Riot
and
something else.
What was that thing?
And they
Flesh for the Beast.
Flesh for the Beast. And they wanted to make two new movies. Wicked Lake, that was going to be a Lucky McKee thing, or maybe not, and Hills Run Red.
Right.
And they brought those two projects to us.
Right. So we pitched, and then they went with us. So we're doing all this work for free. We get the only money they pay out is we get Dave Scow aboard to do a rewrite of their screenplay.
Dave Scow, who wrote The Crow, to rewrite their Fakakta script,
Right.
which had good ideas, but it was badly written.
Right. So, and then they say, "Oh, well, we want you to do like a proof of concept teaser trailer for a sales market."
Yeah.
Which was basically going.
And wait,
we don't believe that you can do what you say you.
Well,
can
hang
do.
on 1 second. I was going to produce, and you were going to direct Hills on Red. I wanted to direct Wicked Lake,
Right.
and we were going to do both at the time. But
True.
but they had come in because I'd made Free Enterprise or whatever, and when I put you forward, and I said, look, Dave Parker connects with this. He's lived his entire life to make this movie.
Oh, and that's the thing. When we did the pitch, I had artwork done with the baby face concept and everything else.
You created the psycho killer for the Hills Run Red.
Yeah, no,
was all your design. It was all you.
It was definitely that. And let me. So, Riley Rayburn, I see your question on there. You hold on. I'll get to this. And I'll try to do it quickly, guys, because I know some of you have heard this fucking story before. So anyway, so we started out working on this.
Actually, a really good question.
We started working on this as a very low budget movie, about
$350,000.
I would say honestly between 250 and 300,000, not 350.
Well, but that was yeah, but that was their but that's what they made Shadow Dead Riot for, and that was the world we were living in. 350.
Yeah, it was now what would be considered micro budget, of course.
Yeah.
And I've made movies for less, unfortunately. But you take what you can get. But the problem was this. So once we started really getting into this in the script and everything, they threw this at like, hey, do a teaser trailer. And so Rob and I create it. We don't have to go into every minutia of it, but we create this teaser trailer where literally like we rent a theater on Hollywood Boulevard and we shoot this proof of concept.
Well,
which
Dave,
is also director says, I know about, look, no one cares about the storyboards and stuff. I know.
No, but Dave, I just have to step in here. You can't. So they wanted you to prove that you could direct.
Yes,
and
they did.
And
that was the thing. And
what you did, though, I have to say, is you conceived of, you storyboarded out, and I even suggested to you cut a story reel together because we had the equipment. You did it. You created. You had storyboarded, and your vision.
Yeah, we did an animatic, and we did an animatic.
Yeah, but I have to say, I just want to say that you did the work. I mean, you did the work, and you showed this thing, and it was like, here's what we're going to shoot, live action, and because you did it, because you storyboarded it, cut it together, people jumped on board. They were all of our friends totally supportive. They're like, oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah, it was very cool, and the thing is, but what started to happen right around that time, because look, you don't shoot on Hollywood Boulevard without production insurance,
right?
Charlie the Unicorn, the animatic is actually on the Blu-ray, and you can find it online. You can find it on YouTube.
Dave,
I think
would you like
Rob
me to show it? Would you like me to show it?
No. Let's finish the story.
I'll find it, but hang on.
So anyway, with things with the producer, the low budget producers, not the Warner Brothers producers, started getting weird around the time of the shoot. And the thing is, we had a lot of guests come down the day of the shoot, and it was a very chaotic day. There was a lot to do in one day for this.
But if I might point out,
Please.
It was very well planned, and it was meticulously done because you had done all the storyboards. I don't know if you remember, but I had them all printed up big.
No,
I made a gigantic
we had a
thing.
giant board on the side that we could just
and
cross out.
we were crossing off when you got the shots done.
But the thing is, that board was full. There was a lot to do.
Yes.
And so these producers who are from New York come out, and they're creative producers. They're not money people. They don't have any money invested. They're just creative producers. And the word got out that I was doing this thing, and some people just showed up. One of those people was an actor by the name of Clu Gulager, who I've known since the very first movie I've worked on. I've known Clu Gulager since 1991.
We had our friends show up, people that were supportive.
And we had, but I have to bring up Clu specifically. Now, Clu played Bert in Return of the Living Dead, and he was also the father in Nightmare on Elm Street 2, along with being in The Virginian. He was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He ran the bookstore that sold the book to Sharon Tate, if you want to know. So Clu's been a very kind friend, and he just showed up.
Yep.
And he got into makeup. And he was part of and he was in the audience that we were shooting, because it was a movie theater audience of victims of Babyface and this one girl watching the movie. That was sort of the loose concept of it. So the producers show up, and all these people are around and everything, and they show up with this actress named Erin Brown. She was in Lucky McKee's Masters of Horror episode, Sick Bug, I think it's called. I forget. It was from season 1. But she also went under the name Misty Mundane. And did these sort of soft core cheesy B movie stuff. And Clu was also in Feast. He's been in everything. He's been in so many things. So they show up with her. Now, all I remember is working my ass off, shooting everything. And
by the way, can I just say that I as the producer am checking off every shot. I'm going crazy because this is we're being tested. And we planned this out, and by the way, can I just say you did a fucking phenomenal job because you knew what you were doing.
But did we get a smile out of these guys?
We had both worked our asses off to make this.
And that's the thing. This is the problem, and this is indicative, though. The whole point of this is the story about Hollywood and people, and how shitty sometimes it is working in this business.
Yeah,
Rob and I bust our ass, and a lot of people that we brought on board to work on even just this little bit busted their ass. And these guys show up for a little bit. These are the creative producers of the actual feature film. They show up for a little bit. We wrap. We end up going to a bar with them. They sit.
By the way, we wrapped on time.
Yeah, of course.
Like we did our job. We did it, and you did your job, and we fucking rocked it. And by the way, can I just point out that not only did our friends come down, but Bryan Singer, because we had done Usual Suspect special. We'd made X-Men 1 and 2, and Bryan Superman Returns, and let me just point out that this was the beginning of Bryan even knowing about this project. He didn't have to come down. He came down and saw it, and after that, which plays into something later, Bryan was very impressed, Dave, by what you did.
And guys, you know what? Say what you want about Bryan Singer. And just so you know, this proof of concept thing was shot in one day. Just
one day.
Everyone to know.
Yeah.
One day. Not a 24-hour day. It was a long day, but it wasn't
a 12-hour day.
It was a 12-hour day of shooting and stuff like that.
We finished within union rules, and we did it because you and I meticulously planned for this because you had done the work.
So, but I'll say this: say what you want about Bryan and the things I don't even want to get into all the bullshit and everything that's been said and this and that. I don't want to it's not my place. I'm not informed enough, and Rob, I don't want to get into that.
No,
but I'll say this: at the time, Bryan Singer is one of the biggest directors in the fucking business. I cannot tell you how incredibly intimidating it is to have a director of that caliber come down on your your proof of concept thing after you haven't directed in 6 years. So to hear what Bryan said and the encouragement of it was really nice. And you know what, guys? It was more than the producers of the film said to either one of us that night.
They didn't say shit to us.
They didn't even. We went to a bar with them afterwards, and they didn't even buy us a drink and say congratulations. Nothing.
Nope.
And then after, and it was funny. After that, we were continually made to feel like we were thieves, liars, pieces of shit in their eyes. For what reason? I have no idea. There was a point where they accused us of not even doing the trailer, even though they were on set. Months later, they wanted to premiere this proof of concept trailer before we ever made the movie at a Fangoria Weekend Horrors convention. And I was working at the time. And so before the convention started, I went and I dropped off the DVD we made of the trailer to the person that these producers told me to drop it off to at the convention. And then I went to work. And then I get a call later accusing us of being thieves, that we fucking robbed them, that we actually never filmed the trailer. Literally, that we didn't even film the trailer, that this entire thing that they walked into the theater with all the makeup and all the crew and everything else was a ruse, and we didn't actually film anything, to the point where I had to leave my editing job, go to where the convention was, walk up to where I dropped it off, find the person, grab the DVD, and walk and find these producers and go, here it is, just like I said, fuck you. And then leave. And the thing is, they couldn't get the trailer played at that Weekend of Horrors. You know who did? Me. And yet, then all they did afterwards was treat us like pieces of shit. There was a point.
Wait, I have to add to this.
Because it's I'm so incensed just reliving this, Rob.
Dude, I know.
So you know what? Reliving this is so not metal, dude.
No, but it is kind of metal, because people need to know. Like, so remember, they came to us. They came to my company. They came to us from the very beginning, right? And so here's what I find really interesting. So when you make anything in Hollywood, you have to have what's called production insurance, which means you have to make sure your crew is protected. And we were the idea was that we are going to make this proof of concept trailer and then move into making the film. So at my company at the time, I'm like, okay, it's a lot cheaper to buy production insurance for the whole year than it is to just buy it for a day. So I said to them, I'm like, listen, guys, I mean, you're asking me to put forth money or whatever. I'm like, you got to give me more money. You got to give me, they paid us $10,000 to make this teaser trailer. But right. I said, but I have to buy production insurance. Like, if you come into my office and you slip and fall and break your leg, I'm liable. I'm liable. And if we're going to do this, if we're doing this project, that means everything that I own, my entire, and by the way, I had a great, did we not have the best offices ever? It was so, and they were good about that, you know? And so,
because John Cirabella, the actual owner of the company, who was rational, understood business.
Yeah, of course.
These guys didn't.
No, and I was like, okay, and so I find a company that gives us production insurance, but they charge me every month, but it's amortized, so they give me a great deal, but they charge me every month. Fine, it's all good, you know, we get all that. So we move on and we make this trailer. Bryan Singer comes down. It turns out great. The proof of concept trailer that Dave created was really, really good. And everyone liked it. Bryan Singer saw it and he's like, this is really good. And then Bryan says,
hold on. Let me before you get to the cherry on the top. So after that Fangoria convention where they couldn't get the trailer shown, but I did and everything, they decided to take me out to breakfast and have a sit-down talk with me where they say, Rob's a liar and a thief. You have to get rid of him or else we're not doing this movie. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. You guys are, I go, I don't know what you have, who you've worked with, but we have done absolutely everything we said we were going to do. And we have everything to back it up. And you're saying you want to get rid of him? No. If you want to do that, you talk to him. I'm not going to do your fucking dirty work for you.
But what? Can I just chime in and say,
yeah,
the only thing they never understood was why I got production insurance for a year. Because we were supposed to go from the trailer into, and they didn't get that. They're like,
right.
they're like they gave me money to pay for the production insurance for the rest of the year,
which came out of the $10,000 that they gave us to make the trailer.
It was so crazy.
So
and
it was insane.
And by the way, they came to us. Like
right.
They came to us.
And the thing is,
and we did, dude.
But you have to know that I am so, when it comes down to me and my reputation, I am so above the board. I you know, I just like, I will, you know, it's like there are, you know, it's like, it's funny. When we got to Warner Brothers, they were legitimate thieves. We were not them. You know, no. But it's crazy. So all this bullshit goes down, and then because we were working on Superman Returns, and Brian was in the office and he saw the trailer and stuff, he said, "This should be a Warner Brothers movie," and Rob was there for that. And
well, no, that's so. Here's what happened.
Go full screen. Tell the story. I'll be back.
Okay.
Because this, I know you're gonna take.
No, I'm not gonna. No embellishment. So I'm full screen, Dave. Okay. So here's what happened. So Bryan Singer was at our shoot, and the reason we were making this trailer was because we had to prove that I could produce and Dave Parker could direct. We did that. Everything we did was, we did exactly what we said we were going to do, and it was great. It was amazing. All our friends showed up, and we did it. It was fantastic. So Brian says to me, I was visiting him on the set of a TV pilot he was directing called Football Wives. It was an American remake of a British show, and it didn't get made because the NFL quashed it. But okay, so I'm explaining. Brian's like, "So what's going on with that horror movie you're doing?" I'm like, "Well, you know, we finished the trailer." He's like, "It looked like it was going to be good," and I'm like, "Yeah, I actually showed it to him." He's like, "This is really great. Why aren't you making this?" I'm like, "Well, you know, we are, but this production company thinks I'm a liar and a thief." And Brian's like, "Why would they think that?" And I'm like, "I don't know. We did exactly what we said we were going to do." And Brian's like, "Well, so why would you make this for $350,000? Why don't you make it for Warner Brothers?" And I'm like, "Okay, Brian, what do you want me to do? Walk up to Warner Brothers gates and knock on the door and go, 'Hi, Warner Brothers, Bryan Singer says I should make my horror movie with you.'" Brian's like, picks up his phone, calls, he looks at me and goes, "I'm going to walk outside." He walks outside. He calls Diane Nelson, who I had worked for on Superman Returns for global brand management. She's now running Warner Premiere, their direct-to-video division. Brian is outside for like 10 minutes. He walks up and he goes, "Rob," he finishes the call, walks inside. He goes, "Rob, call Diane Nelson." I'm going to bring Dave back. He's back. So I'm there in his trailer on the set of Football Wives, and and he tells me to call Diane Nelson and go in and take a meeting. And I called Diane. She knew me because I worked for them on Superman Returns. And Matt Bierman and Diane Nelson say, okay, come on in. So Dave and we go to the fucking Warner Brothers lot. And we bring our trailer that Dave made that I was accused of stealing money and all that bullshit. But we have Dave's trailer, David Scow's script, and the two of us. And we walk in and we go into the, you know what? It was my hometown. I worked there in 89 and 90. It was we were in the executive offices of Warner Brothers. As a matter of fact, Diane Nelson, I think, had Lisa Henson's old office, and I had been in that office 100 times at least,
right.
And that's where we were. And
Yeah.
Dave, we showed the trailer, and take it away.
And Diane got like, ooh, that's too scary for me. We left the script. We talked about it a little bit, and it was a pretty quick meeting. It was very nice and everything. And I remember walking out going, "There's no way in hell they're going to."
Dude, me too. I'm like, we're at Warner Brothers. Like, for real? Our fakakta little movie? Like,
it's like, there's no way. And then 2 weeks later, you get a call.
Dude, I get a call. And at
this point, we think the movie's dead. That, you know,
dude,
Fever Dreams is not going to make it with us because we're liars and
thieves.
thieves.
Yeah, we're liars and thieves.
Oh, and the thing is, and here's the thing, at the time of the Fangoria convention, and then when I went to have breakfast with these two producers, which I'm not going to name.
Can I name them?
No, they can find out themselves if they're not interested. Right. But here's the thing. We'd already discussed, Warner Brothers was already a topic of conversation, and and you had brought it up to them. At that meeting, this is what they said in that breakfast meeting. They said, Dave, Warner Brothers is never going to make this movie. And if they do, you'll never direct it because you're nobody.
By the way, can I just say that
these are the producers who are supposedly going to be my producers on this movie that won't be a Warner Brothers movie, but they're still going to make it with me directing.
By the way, they did come to my company. They came to my company based on Dan Schweiger's recommendation. And no. Many recommendations. The thing is, it wasn't only Dan Schweiger. They reached out to several friend directors of mine who were all like, "Well, this is a know-nothing shit company. You should talk to Dave." That's how that happened. Yeah. Well, let me just say,
though Dan knew the producers personally, so he does get credit in that sense.
But I have to say that so we have this meeting, and they cannot believe we have this meeting. I mean, it's so, from their perspective, we're such liars and such and I was telling them, I said to these guys, I'm like, you guys, we're alive at Warner Brothers. They at this point, they're like, they were in my face going, you were such a liar. Like, they're just telling me I'm outright lying. I'm like, but why would I want to lie about this? Like, I want to make money, man. I got to pay my rent, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like, why am I lying? Like, lying to you guys? Have we ever lied? Like you crushed the trailer. The people that came down to watch us make the trailer, like, what, like, you're mad at me.
And then again, you know what their critique was of these producers? Their critique of the trailer was this: you had Clu Gulager in the audience and you didn't get a shot of him. I mean, the entire thing's a total failure.
Oh yeah, right.
These are the people who are going to be working with us to make the movie. This before we ever got on set to actually make the movie. Needless to say, that's why I was like, oh, this is.
But by the way, can I just say, Clu Guler showed up like in the latter half of the production. Like, we've been shooting setups.
It was after lunch.
Yeah, it'd be great if he can't show up at 4 PM or whatever.
But again, Clu Guler can show up whenever he wants and everything else, and he didn't care.
And the fact is,
I talked to him. I said, Clu, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get a shot of you. He goes, Dave, I don't care. I'm just here for you. And I was like,
right. Dude, I know.
But bottom line is this. I just want to wrap this up because it's like, I appreciate it. Look, bottom line is making movies sucks sometimes. It's really hard. It's not easy. You deal with a lot of producers and a lot of bullshit in that sense. I will say this. The one thing, one of the many things, I mean, we don't talk about this on the commentary because we have, the commentaries because, I mean, I allude to some of it, but you have to be diplomatic with stuff that's going out wide public.
Sure.
I can say it here and stuff like that. And I've said it before and I don't care because I'm not going to work with those two fucking idiots again. I'm just not. So fuck
one of them is less of an idiot than the other one.
Fair enough.
I would say one
is a total moron. The other one is a director in his own right now. So good, and I think that's
good for you.
That was probably the tough part as well, because it was like he helped create the original story and stuff. And I'm sure they felt railroaded. I'm sure we came in, we brought Dave Scow,
they came to us. They asked us to do it, man. They asked us to do it.
And the thing is this: we asked them if it was okay to rewrite the script top to bottom and everything else.
They said yes. Everything we did, they said, "You guys go. You boys go."
But again, you just sort of It comes from their inexperience too, as well. I'll give them that little benefit of the doubt. But the one thing that we haven't been able to say on the commentary, or anywhere publicly, and we certainly tried, but the one thing is that Joel Silver films, it was a standard thing, and I guess if you can look at it, there are no special thanks at the end of the credits for Joel Silver films. It's just one of those things where you cannot, and at that time and everything else, look, Bryan Singer should have been acknowledged because the reason that movie the reason the movie is a Warner Brothers movie at all is because of Bryan Singer. It is.
Well, yeah, I mean, which I didn't quite explain, the fact that he made a phone call and said, he actually called Diane Nelson and asked us. He got us in the room.
He got it right. No, that's the thing. But what you realize in this town, in this business, getting in the room is sometimes the hardest battle.
Yeah, and by the way, I mean,
he got it, and he did. He got us in the room. We had to back it up, with our
look, he got us in the room, dude. That's it.
And that's it. But that was the difference.
Well,
that was all the difference. And
yes, it was. But
he really did. He really, he deserves that credit.
Yeah, of course. But you know what? I'll tell you this. We had the script. We had your vision, your trailer.
Sure.
That's what sold the film. And I have to say that when the film actually screened in Screening Room 5 at Warner Brothers, when all of our friends were there and Brian was there, I was sitting right next to him.
That was the most nerve-wracking and yet best screening.
Yeah. But you know what Brian said to me? He turned to me when it was over and he said, "This was better than I imagined it would be." And then he said, "Why is my name not on it?" And he winked at me, and I'm like, he was giving us an endorsement, but you know what? He did enough, but he did not go above and beyond. He gave us a call, he got us in the room, and let us do the work, but he didn't put his neck out. And I do not begrudge him of that. And by the way, his birthday was on the 17th, yesterday.
Yes.
And Brian has done so much for me in my life. And I I will never. He has been an incredible friend, an incredible ally, and to both of us and to all of us. And I think he's been besmirched. And anyway,
well, you had him on the show last weekend.
Yeah, but by the way, Dave, as you've gotten up, can I allow you? I can't. I can't go full screen.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna leave right now, and I'm gonna touch my urethra.
Are you gonna drain the main vein?
I'm gonna drain the main vein. I'm gonna feel water coursing through my man parts. It's gonna be fan-fucking-tastic.
All right.
So, can you allow me to leave?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Go for it. So guys, have we completely bored you about this? Let's talk about some other shit. Hills Run Red, if you want to know about it, just get the Blu-ray or just talk to Robin another time. Charlie, I cannot bring someone onto the show. That is solely a domain. That's the power of Rob. He's the only one who can actually physically bring someone on the show. So I apologize for that, but I'll try. I will read your chats and stuff like that and try to answer whatever questions. But hopefully we haven't bored you with that long diatribe about something that I know we've talked about before. Rob loves to bring it up, but you know Rob, he loves to tell his own stories over and over and over again. So Bill Barclay, I have not seen Dune. I got to tell you honestly, I'm only kind of interested in Dune. It doesn't look like my thing. I have to say, as much as like Denis Villeneuve is a pretty amazing director. I love Sicario. I love Prisoners. I wasn't so high on Arrival or Blade Runner. So I'm sure Dune is really, really beautiful looking and everything, but the fact that also that it's only part 1 of 2 that may never get made, I'm not sure I'm that excited about that. I think I know it's blasphemy, but I think I'm okay with watching it just on HBO. Swag props. Here's the thing. I have all and there were not many, but I do have all the original Babyface masks from the movie. There are times when people will go on eBay or something and say that they have the screen used masks and try to sell them, including the effects people who worked on the film have done that. And that's a total lie. I have all of them, and some of them are in worse states of repair, obviously. What new metal are you listening to lately? Right now, I'm really just diving into the Iron Maiden album. And the Metallica Black Anniversary, and then they just came out with the No More Tears anniversary release as well, which has got a lot of good stuff on it. So that's kind of the new metal I'm doing. Bunyan says, would you be up for making a balls to the wall horror tinged sort? Yes. Bunyan, I will say this. Bunyan,
oh my God, I'm back.
One of my favorite recent movies in the past couple of years now is this movie that was made for $30,000, and it's called The Headhunter. It's on Shudder now, I believe. And talk about a do-it-yourself movie that was shot in Portugal. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a slow burn movie that literally basically has one character in the entire movie, but it is a period piece sort of Viking sword movie, and it's really cool. It's called The Headhunter.
Dave, now that I'm back,
yeah,
I have to say that we have a super chat that's ginormous. It's a.
I think I saw it. It's definitely time we got to that. I hope the person is still on watching.
No, it's amazing. It comes from Man.
Okay.
It's $100 super chat. Man says, Rob, I love you. No homo.
Oh, okay.
You are.
That's sad.
No, you're the difference. That's what he says. You're the difference. That I world needs. I am a long-time listener and a first-time giver. Wow. Is Tango Shalom going to be playing in the Great Northwest? Okay, man. First of all, thank you for your generosity. Amazing. Amazing. It is, as Dave will tell you, one of the greatest moments of my life was when Dave and I were in Seattle. The world premiere of The Hills Run Red was at the Seattle International Film Festival.
At the Egyptian.
At the Egyptian midnight.
At midnight.
Now I have to tell you, my young life, starting in 1980, my first Seattle International Film Festival movie was actually The Empire Strikes Back, at a special screening in 1980 on May 24th in the morning. And the 70 millimeter festivals, I mean, I was a pass holder. My parents, for 8 years, I went to the film festival. It meant so much to me. So I had to ask Warner Brothers. I said, hey, can we send The Hills Run Red to film festival? And they're like, what?
We don't
direct
do
a video movie, like, But Dave, where'd you go?
Well, we went to Seattle, and then I went to London for Fright Fest.
Fuck yeah, dude!
Which is the best film festival in the UK for genre. They just and Fright Fest just wrapped up. The newest edition just wrapped up like last week.
But yeah,
and then I went to we went to the Pinnacle,
dude,
which was Sitges, Spain, the Sitges Film Festival, which is and we were, I mean,
Sitges is
like royalty.
Yeah, for those people who don't know, Sitges is a small film festival that is... Sitges is a town about 20 kilometers south of Barcelona on the Mediterranean. And between May to October, it is one of the gay destination spots of Europe. But at the beginning of October...
and out in a bunch of horror nerds.
Oh yeah,
coming.
So you have the gay people and the horror nerds showing up. And by the way, that crossover, fucking awesome. Just saying, a lot of fun to be had. But so to me, Free Enterprise in 1998 had its world premiere in Sitges. It is my favorite film festival in all the world. We got to go there. They picked us to go there. And while The Hills Run Red had its world premiere in Seattle, at the Seattle International Film Festival in the Egyptian at midnight, I can't begin to tell you, from 1980 to 1988, the Seattle Film Festival was the most important thing in the world to me. And I dreamt of bringing a movie there. Yeah. And we did, Dave. You and I did.
It was a blast. And we had, and the nice thing is, there we had some of our really good, including Eric Olson, Warner Brothers producers.
Yep.
Come up. The funny thing is, the credit, the original producers, the ones who are still credited, who made more money just selling the movie off to Warner Brothers than if they had made it. I don't even know if they've ever seen the fucking movie, because they've never said a word to me after.
Not a word. They accuse me of being a thief and a liar.
And God knows what they say now about that.
You know what?
I hope it's so fucking bittersweet to them. I hope it gets in their craw. I love the fact that we did that fucking Blu-ray and everything else, and they weren't even.
Oh,
I'm sure they were pissed off because they weren't even approached to be on the fucking.
Nope.
Thing.
And by the way, why would we? They had nothing to do with what we did. Nothing.
No.
Nothing. And for by the way, I don't even know if anyone's watching this stream anymore. But you know what?
There's a couple.
But what's great, what I love about this is, we're venting what's so amazing is that you and I, we've been eking out a meager living in this business, but we've never given up the dream, man. And by the way, we've done The Hills Run Red, a Warner Brothers movie. It's pretty fucking dope, man. It's pretty cool that we did it, and that Scream Factory put it out. And I would say that the only reason that The Hills Run Red is not one of the most notorious movies ever made is that Warner Brothers, Diane Nelson, stepped in and said, "There's no way," she said to me, "there is no way this studio is going to release this movie."
Yeah.
And I she's like, "I'm sure you're gonna want to fight me or whatever," and I'm like, "Nope. Nope. I understand. We're all in a partnership, and what I was trying to do was save us, and you got to continue to work with our editor." And they brought in another editorial team or whatever.
Wait, they brought in a really finely, and I had voiced my concerns initially, but again, they weren't going to listen to me because who was I? I was no one, except I was someone who had more editing experience than the editor they put on the movie.
Yeah. And by the way, both of us did. It was so frustrating. I'm like, wow, I've cut how many feature films now? More than our editor has?
Yeah.
So have you?
But he was cheap.
They would never hire. They're not going to hire the director and the producer of the movie to cut the film.
No. Oh my God, no. But
even though, like, from my perspective, why wouldn't you?
Well, because they don't want. They get very worried, and this is the thing. When you're working for a company like that, and you're not someone of clout, they get very worried about letting. They get very worried about letting unknown people like have that level of control and everything. Bill Barclay says, "Is Hills Run Red a remake of a classic old movie?" No, there is another movie, an Italian Western called The Hills Run Red.
Yeah.
And
by the way,
we address it in the movie.
Yeah, I just have to say, we do. Sent this amazing super chat.
Yeah.
That was very, very, very nice of you. But what's interesting, I just want to address Man says, is Tango Shalom going to be playing in the Great Northwest? I hope so.
Yeah.
I do hope so, because there is a Jewish film festival that has requested it. I grew up on Mercer Island. I am a PNW. I was born at the Swedish Hospital in Capitol Hill. To me, Seattle is,
home.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the place I once came from. I'm frankly, but whatever. I won't get political now. And as a classical liberal with left-leaning ideas, I look at Seattle. I'm like, fuck, Jesus Christ. What the fuck did you guys do? But anyway, so we've got some super chats.
We got more. Okay.
And let me just fire them off. Stubble McShave, my man Stubble.
Oh, Stubble. I'm sorry, I didn't see yours. I said we've been reading them, but yeah.
Stubble says, so the secret ingredients to Beecher's cheese is Rob's jizz.
Ew.
I know, no, it's not that way. How is it collected in those quantities? Stubble. Let me just dissuade you. Let me just say that Beecher's homemade cheese is truly homemade. There is nothing untoward about it. I have not given any of my bodily fluids to the making of it.
Rob,
however,
it's Rob jizz free.
Yes, it is Rob jizz free. Now here's the thing. Let me just say that Beecher's homemade cheese would not be made better from any of my bodily fluids. It's fucking great. I want to just say, just to be clear, I have nothing to do with it. I've never. Kaz Graphics made me aware of it, and they've actually.
Let's say this, guys. If Rob was, helping them making cheese with his jizz, it'd be cottage cheese.
Come on, man. Why you gotta play me like that? Oh, okay. So hang on. Our next super chat is from Lizzie Venus, and Lizzie Venus is the
one who.
Yeah. Well, let me just say,
she feels it for you.
Okay, and by the way, Lizzie, thank you. So, and by the way, Lizzie Venus, even her avatar, I'm like, I'm down. However, Dave, it's not Lizzie Venus is not like professing her undying love to me. Lizzie Venus says this. She says, Rob and Dave, you both rock. Rob, your story about your storage auction brought me to tears.
No, me too.
Me too. I still cry about it. And by the way, Lizzie, I didn't live in a time when I could swipe left or right or whatever, but maybe you and I could have,
maybe he could learn.
I don't know. Maybe.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So wait,
Rob, guess what? Hey,
Dave,
Rob, you rock, Rob.
I do rock. And by the way, how cool is the name Lizzie Venus? It's pretty cool.
It's very cool, but what's cool? What's cooler? Your new name, Rock Robster.
Oh my God, dude, Rock Robster. Did someone come up with that in the chat?
That's me.
Dude,
that's me.
Dude, let me tell you something. Rock Robster is like the greatest thing ever. Somebody out there, do that artwork. Give it to me. Give it to me now. Give it to me now. I would love that. Rock Robster. Oh my God. Dave, why did it take you this long to tell me this? Come on, man.
I was saving your porn name for the appropriate time.
My porn name's Ross Campbell.
Well, it should be Rock Robster.
I know. I wish I had the cock for porn. I really do. I mean, it's always at attention. It's just not giant. What can I do? Anyway, so Paul. That's why I'm a cunning linguist. That's why.
When you're at attention and no one notices.
No one's complained, dude. Let me just tell you,
you just go with very polite people.
I wield that shit like I'm an expert, and I am. Come on, let's face it. Anyway, Dave, Paul, Twin Flicks Paul, who was not here, says, what's the one metal movie that you think never gets the attention it deserves? That's a great question. Well, let me read that again. So Paul, Twin Flicks says, what is the one metal movie that you think never gets the attention it deserves? I actually have an answer to that.
Please go, because I have to think about this a little bit.
Oh. Stone Cold, starring Brian Bosworth and Lance Hendrickson, directed by Craig Baxley. Oh my God. Okay, it's about Brian Bosworth was a football star that was a part of the Seattle Seahawks for one season.
But he made a splash, man.
Dude, let me tell you, it's about he plays a cop who goes undercover in a biker gang. Dude, if you guys haven't seen Stone Cold, that fucking shit fucking rules. And that, Paul, is the movie I put forward as the most metal movie that never gets the attention it deserves. That's called, not Stone, that's the Australian film, Stone Cold. Watch it, love it, live it. What do you think, Dave? What do you think?
Well, one, Twin Flicks is here.
They're always here. They're our moderators.
You said Paul wasn't here.
Well, there's actually two.
I know there's two. I know.
I didn't know if Paul was here or not.
It's very tough. Most metal movie and everything like that, because I become a purist where I think what I honestly think a movie that doesn't get enough attention and love, and I think you'll be surprised about this.
Probably
is Lords of Chaos.
Wow. Okay.
And Lords of Salem. Rob Zombie's Lords of Salem. but especially Lords of Chaos, which is
Just having some pistachios.
Lords of Chaos is a very tough movie to watch, but it's about Norwegian, black death metal. Yeah, that I think. But Lords of Salem, I would say, also is one that. But again, every Rob Zombie movie is very divisive, so I kind of understand that. But I love it. I think it's his best movie by far.
What's good?
Yeah.
Man.
And I want to say this. Heavy Metal, the movie, is not a metal movie.
What?
There's one metal song in the entire soundtrack. It's not a metal movie.
Okay. I don't want to get in a fight on this show, but come on, man. Come on, Dave.
Look, other people fought me about it too. I think the poster artwork is incredibly metal. I don't think the artwork.
You think Tarna is like that latter half of the film?
No, not the film, because I don't think the animation is up to snuff of metal. I think the Heavy Metal 2. I'm not saying Heavy Metal 2000 with Julie Strain, the animated one, is a better movie. I'm just saying that it feels.
By the way,
metal.
rest in peace, Julie Strain.
I know, and she was what a sweetheart that woman was. She was
amazing.
One of the kindest. I mean, one absolutely stunning women I have ever met, but also like just the coolest, nicest.
Yeah, I mean,
woman.
she was amazing.
It's so sad, and she talked to me like when I knew her. She talked to me about the horse accident that ultimately led to all these medical problems that she had. I mean, she literally was supposed to be dead, and then she reinvented herself into this Amazon. And I remember seeing her. She was always at Comic-Con. She was married to Kevin Eastman for a time.
Yep.
I remember going to a Comic-Con, and there was Julie Strain dressed as Vampirella, and I was like, so this is heaven. This is what heaven looks like right in front of me.
Yes, I'm with you 100%. Yes, I am with
Absolutely,
you. By the way, I'm still eating pistachios.
That's fine. Charlie the Unicorn, Spinal Tap Metal. Come on. Of course it is.
Dude, smell the glove, bro. Smell the glove. Come on.
None more black.
Now, hang on. Let me just, dude. People are firing in super chats and things.
I know, it's amazing.
So Lizzie Venus, who apparently, if you want to have my children, I'm down with that. So, Paul said the one metal thing, but now the next question. Man comes back, sends another super chat. No question.
Wow.
Marcavel Blah sends in a super chat, but no question. Man sends in another super chat. I went. This is the best. So Man says, I went. Sorry, too drunk. God love you, my friend. God love you. And then he follows that up.
Oh, nice.
He follows that up. He says, sorry, I don't know if I explain myself in my first super chat. Are you going to get a cinematic in Seattle?
I think cinematic release in Tango
yeah, I think, man. First of all,
we've been there.
By God,
we've
man,
we've been where you are.
I just want to thank you for your support of the channel. And by the way, how much would I love? Can I just tell you? I even know people that watched Tango Shalom for the Seattle International Film Festival, and they just didn't think it was cool enough. It's not. It's a throwback.
Look. There's nothing cool about Tango Shalom.
Nothing
except
it's in theaters.
How well it's doing.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's not.
Cool.
It's not even doing that well in theaters. It's hanging on, but yeah, like tomorrow. By the way, tomorrow, Elizabeth Gwendolyn Bell, the Ace, and I will be at the Burbank Yard House at 1 p.m. There is a 2:30. The only screening at the Burbank 8 is at 2:30.
I didn't even know it was playing Burbank.
Dude, it's playing Burbank. It's at the Burbank 8. Dave, you should go see it.
No, I should, or at least meet you guys at the Yard House.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in months,
Dave,
years.
Dave, if you come,
You'll bring Ragman.
I will
and the
bring
Hillsborough Rec
Ragman
for me to sign for Dieter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then I think this has got to happen.
We will be at the Yard House at 1:00.
All right. All right.
I'll bring you Ragman, and you must sign Dieter's Hills Run Red disc.
Yes.
And of course,
Wait,
I have to
and
make
then-
a video
wait.
of you doing it.
And there was someone else that we were signing a disc for, I believe. There was someone else you said you were getting a copy of Hills that we were going to sign. Who was it? You'll have to remember.
I'm a little inebriated now, so I don't remember, but okay.
There you go. We have another super chat. Which one are you at? Which super chat are you up to?
I'm at Clint Baker right now.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So Clint Baker, by the way, should we play? Since we're at Clint Baker, let's just play one more time. I mean, come on. Hang on. Hang on, we gotta play the whole thing. Just wait. Just wait. I'm not going. I can't go back because of the software. Just wait, Dave. Just wait. Hang on. Wait. Hang on. I know. Hang on. This is Clint Baker. Clint Baker's Midnight Metal theme.
Hello, and welcome to Midnight Metal. Robert Meyer, Burnett, and Dave Parker. They're fucking metal. Midnight Metal, Midnight Metal, Midnight Metal.
Dude. That's the fucking greatest thing ever. Come on, man.
No, it is. Thanks again, Clint. It's awesome.
Clint Baker, I don't know why you did that, but my God, you've earned a place in my heart.
And what does this chat say?
Well, okay, hang on. We have to go back. There's so many people that have been saying in super chats and all this stuff.
Well,
I said Lizzie Venus. Oh, wait, hang on.
No, you've done that.
I did that, Lizzie. By the way, I want to meet Lizzie Venus. I bet you. Man sends.
No, you did that one. You did the two man ones.
So Markavell Blah, which I didn't, just sends in a super chat.
Sweet.
And man sends in another one. He says, I went sorry too drunk. Okay, that's what he says. And I'm like, man, you're a man after my own heart. Because that's pretty much how I'm always at the end. Like, I've actually, I don't drink during the week. I tell Elizabeth, like, hey, no. And the only time I can get drunk is on Midnight Metal 2 nights a week. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, the only reason you created these shows was to get wasted. I'm like, yeah, it's true. It's true. So man says,
and boy does he sometimes.
You know what? Sloppy drunk. If I'm going to be hired by some major corporation and they go back and they're like, well, Mr. Burnett, you know, a couple times your show Midnight Metal, you're really hammered by the end of the 5-hour stream you do.
I think it would be more about you talking about, you know, having an orgasm in your mouth that might get you more in trouble.
No, I don't think so, because secretly everyone wants to have an orgasm in their mouth. I mean, like...
And secretly, almost everyone can.
Especially virtually.
Practice.
That's what I say. That's, you know what? All you have to do is just become more flexible.
Remove some ribs, guys.
Well, and you too can come in your own mouth. I mean, what can I say?
As Rob says, I wish I could come in my own.
Dave, you know what? Who doesn't want to? I mean, it's the old adage. Why do dogs lick their asses? Because they can.
I don't think that's it, but Let's go
Oh
to the
no,
next super-
no.
Let's go to the next super chat.
The next super chat's man again says, "Sorry,
No, you
I don't know if I explained myself from my first super chat.
Oh.
Are you going to get a cinematic in Seattle?"
No, you read that. You read that one, dude.
No.
Yes,
That was
yes. No, you read that one. We've covered that one.
Did I?
Yes. Moving on. And
Okay, well,
and the answer is he hopes so. He doesn't know.
Okay, well, Clint Baker says, Rob,
There we go.
I've had people criticize me in a movie review. What made me feel better was you venting on your show. Congrats on the United Nations endorsement. Well, Clint,
That's right.
you get it, man. But let me tell you something, my dude. Like, we didn't ask you to make us a song, but you did it. And I will play it every time we do Midnight Metal. Dave,
Yes,
what do you
not right
think
now,
of what do you think of Clint's ditty for Midnight Metal?
I love it because someone nailed it. It's like, Tenacious D gave us the theme song.
Dude,
It's awesome.
I got to say the same thing. I mean, I'm like
I
this
mean, come on,
channel is
so
about
much-
creativity.
I know, and the fact that so many people are getting to express it, and that's the thing. It's like, guys, I'm just so appreciative and stoked. I mean, you guys like what you've all contributed to with what you say in the chats, and the dialogue that we've been able to create and everything else has gotten me so much more passionate about the stuff that I want to do and everything. It's really made a huge difference. It's huge. What your contributions to this, because without the people watching, it would just be Rob and I just sitting here getting drunk by ourselves, and that's nowhere near as fun.
But I would say, Dave, I would also say
But
that
the impact is bigger than that, of course.
No, absolutely. But I have to say this. I mean, doing this show with you, I think for me, it's made me optimistic. I mean, the Observatory is great, I guess. It's a garage, and I'm looking into a green light that I assume is a camera, and
right.
working with you doing these shows has been it's become fun, and talking to all of the Post-Geek Singularity. I get letters. I read a letter today that almost made me cry.
Yeah.
And being able to do these things and being able to do it with you. I mean, we've been friends for so long. And
30 years.
Yeah, and like, but I can't even see you. I can't even get Dieter's Pills Run Red disc signed, and it's such a strange place, or some strange.
But that's what I'm looking forward to, because I think there's going to come a point, and I think it's going to come sooner than later, that we're going to be able to hopefully at certain conventions or something, get to do this live and really get to meet everyone. And
Right.
I think that would be so fucking awesome.
No, we absolutely will. By the way, some guy in Hawaii sends in a super chat and says, "Why does this business attract so many scumbags? Is it the perception of lots of money?" I would say I have an answer to this. It's not about the money. That's part of it. But everyone thinks that if you become a movie producer, you are... The people that haven't made films believe that if you become a movie producer or a director or an actor or whatever, you walk on water. You suddenly have achieved some goal that makes you're anointed. You've suddenly become different than all the other people.
You're more powerful. You're perceived as, at least they perceive themselves as more attractive.
Yeah.
A lot of the producers and stuff like that were not. I mean, look at Harvey Weinstein. He got in for the money and the power.
He's the perfect example of You know, he was a guy that he
was a rock promoter. He was a concert promoter.
Yeah, and he, you know what he was? He was a kid that could never fuck the girls he wanted to fuck.
Yeah.
And what he did was, here's the problem. All the people that they think that movies are the reward unto themselves. The journey, the making of the project should be the reward you're getting. A lot of people believe that the Hollywood, the accolades, the beyond that, the red carpet and all that is what they want. And they have no idea how difficult it is to actually make a movie. It is so very hard. It is Rumpelstiltskin turning straw into gold. It is so goddamn hard. It is so, and
especially
when
to spin gold. I mean, when you know, that's especially to spin gold. I mean, when you really look at it, when you really look at the amount of movies, especially, you know, and most people just pay attention to the studio movies that come out and everything else. You know, the fact that you get a good, you know, you get a good one or a great one or something. That's why, Rob continually, and I think rightfully so, talks about Marvel and what they've done with these 23 films. It's kind of unheard of to that run of films all being
25 films now, Dave.
Yeah, but not just being successful, but actually being good.
Yeah, and fun, and entertaining.
At least in the mass perception, as like better than normal. Now everyone's gonna have their own personal taste, but you know that's why it's such a hard thing. So it's like, yeah, when you know, and that's the thing. We don't know all the behind the scenes, and I'm sure Kevin Feige has had to be an asshole at times. I mean, it comes with the job. It comes with the job. I'm sure he tries to be as nice as he can, but I'm sure there have been some really fucking difficult, unpleasant times.
Yeah,
there has to have been. You can't make
Alan Taylor on Thor: The Dark World.
Dark World.
I mean, he didn't want to be there, and he wasn't doing the job, and they had to dismiss him. And I'm sure they were pissed.
Can you imagine? You get that? Can you imagine? You're doing a Thor movie, and it's like, I don't want to be here. I can't imagine.
I can because look, Alan Taylor is still doing very well. You know, HBO is not forsaking him.
But he's a journeyman.
Yeah, and I The Many Saints of Newark. He's got that coming out, which, by the way, for him is way cooler than Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah, of course.
And
sometimes things are just not a fit for people. Look at Edgar Wright, walked away from Ant-Man. Some things are just not right for them, but then they get to go, because that's the thing. And it makes sense. You know, Edgar Wright would have, I'm sure, done an amazing Ant-Man. But the thing is this: Edgar Wright is an incredible individualistic filmmaker.
Yeah,
he's got his own voice, his own stamp, and everything, and try to conform and make something like James Gunn plays the balancing game just a little better. He made something that was still, with Guardians of the Galaxy, he made something that was still James Gunn, but it also like towed the line in a way, not disparagingly. Whereas like I think DC was just like, yeah, do whatever you want with Suicide Squad, and you know what? It didn't connect with a lot of people.
Nope.
So it's like, but is it a failure? I don't know. You know, I like the first Suicide Squad, and David Ayer, I think, is an incredible director who doesn't get enough attention.
No, but you're right. You're right. I mean, here's where I think our society needs to take stock and ask, despite everything, let's talk about films and art. What is it you want? Like, our society, what does making being alive wonderful? Why is it great to be alive? Breathing the air on this planet. What's great about it is to experience the work that everyone else, all of our fellow human beings can do. You know, the creativity, the explosion of intellect and artistic endeavor. It's amazing.
Rob, I hold on. I agree with you, and I don't mean to cut you off. I don't know if this is this person or not. There's a Michael Elliott in the chat, and he says the hardest thing I've had to deal with while producing an independent film was the actual subject of the documentary itself. I'm just wondering, you know, and I'm probably wrong. You know, Michael Elliott was someone who worked for Roger Corman for many years, and then now has become Rob Zombie's like main producer. I don't know if that's the same person or not, but that would be
Well,
fascinating
Dave,
if it
you
was.
know what's great about this show is we can bring people
Never-
like Michael Elliott onto the show to talk about
It's
his
like-
work right now.
You just never know who's going to show up.
We
But
don't.
we got I know we have one more super chat.
Dude,
at
we have
least
many
from-
super chats. We're so behind on super chats.
Well, but you keep scrolling back. Well, the last one we did was whom? After Clint.
It was yeah, but no, it was just some old guy in Hollywood says, "Why does this business
Right.
attract
So
so many
then-
scumbags?"
So
And
who's
then
next?
man says, "I still am," which was that's an existential question. Now Lisa B says, "I know that it's probably not your cup of tea, but did you listen to the new ABBA songs? 40 years later, and they sound basically the same." Lisa B,
We
I
talked about it.
yeah, I mean,
We talked about it.
I'm a huge ABBA fan, and their new video, amazing what they did, and but can I just say, Dave, philosophically, here's the thing. ABBA was fucking huge in the time they existed.
Oh,
But
amazingly.
the world has changed, and like it was announced they're doing a new Lost Boys movie because the pilot didn't work, and
They should.
I'm like the thing about the Lost Boys, it was a product of 1987.
87. Yeah.
You know, and it's like I can't the music that what I find interesting, The Lost Boys I would call a lusty film. When you first see Jamie Gertz, I mean, there's a sexual tension there. I think the world we live in now, do kids even fuck anymore? I mean, when you can watch porn and I have to say that some of my most memorable experiences as a teenager was being at girlfriends' houses and making out with them for like 3 hours, and their parents would come home from work, and I had 10 minutes to touch their boobs.
While listening to ABBA.
Whatever. I mean, yeah. And but same thing. And I'm like, the world we live in is so different now. A Lost Boys movie, it is a dumb idea to try. Like, you can. Okay.
I don't think it's going to work because, the thing is this. I don't think it. I think it's people our age and a little younger who find the Lost Boys really cool. I think after you get Buffy and everything else, it's like Lost Boys kind of.
No, dude. And you
I
look,
don't know. I don't know if teens today are picking up on the Lost Boys, and it's like it almost would be better served in the way that they did Teen Wolf for television.
Yeah, maybe you know what?
They sort of reinvent it.
Yep, I agree. And here's the thing. Here's my thing about the modern age. Do you know what the problem with the youth of America is today? They don't want to fuck.
I'm sure
And
some do.
look, everybody does, but now it's all I'm transgender or this, that, and the other thing. Fucking, let me be Gordon Gekko. Fucking is good. Fucking works. The entire vampire mythology is about fucking. It's about a man who seduces a woman or whatever, a man who seduces another man if you're an Interview with a Vampire fan. The fact is, it's all about the pleasures of the flesh, which is great. We are beings of intellect trapped in our brains. Our bodies are what bring us pleasure.
I think the thing is, and I always say this. And there's always going to be remakes. We're always going to get this stuff, but why don't but the nice thing is, back when we were growing up and watching movies and everything, well, Lost Boys was a new thing. Fright Night was a new thing.
Yep.
So I think they should try a little harder in general to try to introduce people to new things instead of pre-existing what they perceive as pre-sold properties. Obviously,
Dude.
there's always going to be certain remakes, but come on, just give us something new. There's so much that you can do with the vampire mythology alone.
Dave,
that could be
Dave,
new
the
and
problem
exciting.
is they don't know the people in power
No, they're
who've been
lazy
Ivy
now.
League educated business. They don't know what's good or bad.
Yeah, but
Even the
that's the
people
thing.
running Star Trek don't know what's a good story. They don't know.
No,
They don't know.
No, but that's the thing. I think the problem. I think the problem is now because when we started falling in love with movies and everything, they were run by people who loved movies and not by corporations.
Right. Well,
But the thing is, you're not going to. That's not going to change
no.
anytime soon.
No.
It's
No.
not. It's too much of a big money business and everything else. And it's always been a big money business, but at least you had people who at the time loved movies, and now they're just looking at it as product.
Oh,
And-
don't get
and
me
that's a
started.
shame. No, I
Speaking
know.
of that,
I can't.
Tom Jr. Jackson, a very one of the foundational members of this.
He was on. He was on last night, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Or the night before? The
Yeah.
midnight. He was on the Midnighter. The other.
Yes, he was on. He's a great guy. He says, "Is there a Let's Get Physical Media today?" Why, yes, there is at 10 a.m., which is what, 7 hours from now.
Which is why we're going to be wrapping this up very soon.
Come on, Dave.
No,
Are we?
I mean, I will be because, like I said, guys, and I apologize. I love being back, but it's been a really long week. It's been a long day. It's been a long night, and some of us, if I'm going to try to meet Rob tomorrow at 1 a.m., some of us are going to have to
One in the afternoon at the. But you have to buy the tickets.
Right, but it's 3 a.m., Rob. So yes, some of us have been going on since way early this morning as well. And the same way all week long. So I'm a little burnt out. But let's
Me too.
there's two more. There's 66 has a super
Dude,
chat. And
there's
then
so many
just,
super chat. You
and no, but we're at 66 and then Mukbang does as well.
okay?
Let's get to those and then I will wrap up and you can stay on if you choose to.
No, I'll go. Okay, Sonny
'cause you're a
Dominguez.
crazy
By the way,
man.
Sonny Dominguez, a
Nice.
great fan, gave me shirts which I've worn. He came down to see Tango Shalom. Sonny Dominguez says, disclaimer, I've been drinking. Oh my God, Sonny. Oh my God, thank you. Sonny says, I've been drinking. Lady I was dating hit me below the belt about being a 40-year-old waiter pursuing an acting career. When do you think is the time to be realistic for an actor or anyone else pursuing to become an industry professional to hang it up? Should I? Wow. Dave?
Yeah, look, that Sonny, that is a question that I have asked myself many a time, and I've expressed it to Rob and I still haven't. Probably potentially to my detriment of many more enjoyable things in life that I could have. But the thing is, if your passion is still for it and everything, you know what? Even though it seems like it, there is no time limit. There really isn't. You could be one role away from becoming a star.
Yep.
If that's your goal, or becoming a great character actor. So I don't know.
First of all, I would like to give a shout out to Sonny because he came out last weekend and went and saw Tango Shalom and came out. I had a meet and greet at the Yard House, which I'm doing tomorrow at 1 p.m. Elizabeth and I will be at the Yard House in Burbank before the 2:30 showing of Tango Shalom at the Burbank 8.
Yeah. But seriously, Sonny, if you still have passion for it and you're still making a living and you're look at bottom line is pursuing being an actor or a director or a writer, anything in this business is tough. But are you happy? That's the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're happy, then no one can tell you not to do it, except you.
No,
That's it. All comes down to you.
Yeah, and I have to say, I've met Sonny. Sonny is a really interesting cat. He's a very inquisitive dude. He comes from a religious background, and he's a seeker, man. He's an artist. He's somebody that is really looking at what life's all about. And I would say, you know what, Sonny, if you go on a date with a woman that based on this tweet, a lady I was dating hit me below the belt about being a 40-year-old waiter pursuing an acting career. Now, look, I understand what women want in their lives. But let me tell you, you are someone like Dave, we can't say you need to pursue your art because it fucking sucks, man. You're never going to make money. It's fucking terrible. It really is.
That's the thing, but guys, the dream of Hollywood and everything else, which I've sadly come to realize, is the people that you see that are the movie stars and the big directors and stuff like that, that counts for about maybe at most
0.5%.
Maybe I was going to give credit like 5% of all the people who are trying
to
do this.
And I will say this, Dave, we have a great network of friends. That people that are working, that will help each other out. I mean, we're never going to get rich, but we're going to continue working, doing cool shit.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean,
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. But Sonny's asking a great question. I mean, meeting him face to face, he's been a fan of the channel. Excuse me. He's a good guy. And I'm like, when I read what he asks, he shouldn't even have to wonder about that. I'm
right.
He's wondering about. Look, if a woman is asking you those questions, she's not the right girl for you.
No.
The fact is, go ahead.
Here's what I'll say. To quote Galaxy Quest, never give up, never surrender. If you have that burning passion in your heart, who cares if you're fucking, if you're alive at 80 and you still want to do it? If it makes you happy, fucking do it. It's that easy. I mean, no, it's not easy at all. But if that's where your passion lies, man, if that gives you fulfillment, doing that, acting, doing small parts in movies, lead roles in independent movies, doing theater, whatever it is, if you've got that passion and it keeps you happy, doing something in your life that makes you happy is going to get you a lot more than just working a desk job so you can work and so you working for your weekend.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm right. I'm right there with you.
But that's all I understand. The people who live for the weekend, who work and live for the weekend, they're just cut from a different cloth than I am. So it's very hard for me to like relate to that sort of thing. To not pursue your passion, even though it takes more guts and more courage to go after what you love to do, and maybe not succeed in the eyes of other people, but that's their gauge. Your gauge of where success lies is only up to you.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you. Not surprisingly, wholeheartedly, I agree with you. I mean, it really comes down to what do we want? Dude, Cry Macho opened this weekend.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood stars and directs the movie. He's 91. Did Clint Eastwood ever be like, I'm not going to stop directing.
No, he's going to die on. He's going to die on set.
Yeah, and my God, so he should.
And
so
Dos Gecko says, I'm not sure Dave fully believes in what he's saying. His heart doesn't seem in it.
Hang on, Dave.
3:20 a.m. Man, I'm a little tired and burnt out.
Hang on. I know. Our next super chat, I have to say, comes from Connie Sang, who has been a great supporter of my channel and John Campia's channel and even Tango Shalom. You know, it's funny. I did, and you and Dave Scow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I actually met her face to face. She's, first of all, cute as a button. Like, I'm like, and she's dangerous to know. I mean, Connie is one of these girls that I'm like, God damn it. Why didn't I meet you 20 years ago? Because I can't even begin to talk about what I think about of her. Like,
you're basically married, so yeah, you're done.
No, I can't. Anyway, but
if you want to not live in the Rob Observatory,
yeah, right, yeah. I mean, she's like, I told her, I wrote her, I said, you know, if we've been contacting each other for years or a year, and I said, if I met you 20 years ago, we would have gotten up to many misadventures together. And I'm like, yeah. I'm thinking, because I'm old now, but we could still. But so let me read her super chat. Connie says, dealing with incompetent people in any business is so frustrating. Side note, I had the best evening ever eating a 20-ounce steak and drinking my whiskey. Well, Connie makes a great point. I mean, by the way, meeting her, she is wicked smart and very, very funny.
Wicked smart.
Wicked smart, like in How About Them Apples?
Yeah,
I mean, right. No, like, look.
Wicked smart.
Dude, I'm telling you, Connie Sang is like, she's the kind of girl we would all want to be our best friend or girlfriend or wife. You know, who knows? Man, I mean, Connie, we're going to dinner. It's all good. I don't want to like lay in too hard. I'm trying to be cool. It's all good.
Yeah.
But
tread softly.
Pretty fantastic.
Tread softly, Mr. Burnett.
I'm just saying, look, man, she's cool. It's all good.
She hasn't met me yet.
Yeah, well, damn. I know, and you're younger and sweeter and much more handsome than me, so come on now. Man, my God, man, you've been such a great supporter tonight. Thank you. Man says, so is TS play anywhere. So is Tango Shalom play anywhere in the Pacific Northwest? Well, there is a Jewish film festival. It might play in the Pacific Northwest. And as you know, I'm from Mercer Island. I am a Mercer Island boy. I lived there for 21 years. And my mother now, who lives in Bellevue, my 82-year-old mom, asked me the same question tonight. By God and our family built the Schoenfeld Gardner Foundation Synagogue, which is adjacent to Temple D. Hirsch. So, yeah, hope so. I would love to come to Seattle, but my God, the Seattle International Film Festival did not like Tango Shalom. What can I do? I don't know. You know what's funny, Dave? The Seattle Film Festival played a movie about a killer that was based on an incestuous relationship between a father and her daughter. But Tango Shalom, a movie that preaches tolerance for all the world's religions, was not accepted.
It's not cool enough, man.
I know.
It's just not cool enough.
Kind of funny, though. Clint Baker says, Rob, Rockstar, I'm a voiceover guy. If you ever need any VO work, I've got you. Well, Clint, you know what? Based on your fucking metal as fuck intro to this show, I'd say, what do you think, Dave? Yeah?
Oh yeah, and the thing is, when you listen to the beginning of the song, that's where you got your Crypt Keeper voice today. That's where it came from.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Rob, let's do one more super chat before I.
Okay, Dave. There's so many super chats. I mean, I'll okay. So, Eric O'Sullivan sends in a very generous super chat, and I think it's good. Eric says, "You know what's metal? Die-cast metal. Fuck yeah, dude. So fucking metal. As in Eagle Moss's Hero Collection Space 19." Okay, wait, hang on. He says Eagle Moss's Hero Collection Space 1999. Eagle 1 I just pre-ordered. Commander Koenig may not pilot this. Okay. You know what, Eric?
Isn't that more for your articulated show?
No, yeah, but hang on, Eric.
But he's watching, so it's awesome.
All right, here's the thing. The Eagle Moss Eagles are fine. They're fine. But it's all about 1612. Just so you know, I understand. Just go to 16 SIX 16 as a word and 12 right next 1612.com. Those are the eagles you want. The Eagle Moss Eagles are 10 inches. And we all know that size does matter. And for me, I wish I had a 10-inch eagle. Don't. But you know what? The Eagle Moss Eagles are 10 inches, and the 1612 Eagles are 12 inches. Just saying. Anyway, so, Dave, that's what Eric wanted to say. I need you for a couple more super chats.
Yes.
Connie, I mean,
once
again, yeah, Connie, who's done us both right. And by the way, I mean, cute as a button. And somebody that, you know, the eroticism exudes. She says, "Am I seeing you at the Yard House again?" Well, Connie, Elizabeth and I will be there tomorrow, and pretend I didn't talk about how like cute you are. I'll just
you might get into there might be a cat fight tomorrow.
No, I don't. I'm just saying I'm a big Connie Sang fan. It's fine. You know, I love her.
I am too.
Oh, so Connie, if you come, I'll be there.
So will Rob.
No, come on, man. No. God damn it. God damn it, Dave. Fuck. No, anyway.
Sorry.
You know what? I said to Connie, I told her, I said, you know what? If I knew you earlier in my life, we would get up to shenanigans. And then you have to, like, come on. She's done very well by us, sir.
No.
Do not diss Connie Sang. Come on.
I'm not.
And if you meet her, she's very cute. She's a cute. You would love to know her. Just saying. Whatever. Anyway, so hang on. So Connie, yes, 1:00 p.m. tomorrow at the Yard House in Burbank. Before at the Burbank 8, for those of you who might want to join us later, the Burbank 8 in Burbank, Tango Shalom is playing only once tomorrow at 2:30 at the theater, and we, Elizabeth, the Ace, the arbiter of cinematic excellence, the Ace and I will be at the Yard House at 1 p.m. Apparently with Connie.
And then before the movie, you can stop at the Dairy Queen because the 8 is in the Burbank Mall.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So, by the way, Dave, 66 Starship Alien sends in a great super chat and says, "When are you going to visit Australia again, Rob? And is Tango Shalom going to be released here?" Actually, it is. It's going to be playing in a number of theaters, there is a Jewish film festival, and it was supposed to happen in October and November. Because of COVID, it's not. But yes, Tango Shalom will be playing in theaters all across Australia. I come from a land down under. By the way, here's the thing.
Crikey, Rob, that's
Dude,
right.
like, mate, you gotta drink some Vibe. Like, I'm like, what? Vibe. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Vibe. I'm like, VB? Yeah, no, don't. I love Australia. Drink Penfolds wine and Cooper's beer. That's all I'm gonna say. I lived there for a long time. God damn, I miss Australia. One of the great countries. Sydney is one of the great cities in the world.
It's not Australia.
Actually, hang on. Melbourne and Sydney are still heavy in lockdown, but we will be going wild when we're free again. We will welcome you with big hugs. Well, Tango Shalom is coming to Australia. It will come.
Rob.
And by the way, I want to come back. I miss Australia so goddamn bad. I had so much fun. Mukbang reviews. My God, where has Mukbang been? Mukbang says, YouTube new user face is horrible. I am so sorry, but it means I shall even less. Mukbang, I don't. That's that. You are you as drunk as I am? Are you?
No, Mukbang seems pretty.
Well, he goes
dialed
on.
in.
He goes on to say, I know already you spoke about Malignant. I loved it. YouTube is changing out interaction. We will understanding differently. Blade Runner 2049 was copy and paste. Come on, dude. It wasn't copy and paste. But I agree with you about YouTube not being honest. Dos Gecko says, hi, it's me, Mike Elliott, producer of Bulletproof 2, starring Faison Love and Archie Moses, not Damon Wayans and Adam Sandler. Well, Dos Gecko, at least you're honest. My God, I wish you the best. I'll watch it. Send me the Blu-ray. I want to see it. Clint Baker, if you haven't paid attention, says, God damn it, Sonny, never give up. I've been a Columbia Records artist and I have been on TV shows. If you believe you can achieve, you can keep it up. That was the last Super Chat, Dave, of tonight. I would bid you a farewell, but before I do,
Yeah.
shall we not play this one more? Hang on. Not this part. Just wait. I know. Now, Clint Baker. The new work. Clint's work is right here. It is coming up. It's fucking metal. Oh my God. Clint, thank you for this great work.
Hello, and welcome to Midnight Metal. Robert Meyer Burnett and Dave Parker, they're fucking metal. Midnight Metal, Midnight Metal, Midnight Metal.
Dude, Clint Baker is a fucking legend. Is he not? Come on now.
No one said my name that cool before. That's going to be my alarm to wake up to in the morning. Is that song?
I mean, just hearing him say Robert Meyer Burnett and Dave Parker, Midnight Metal. Come on, dude.
It's awesome. It's
Fucking
so awesome.
so rad.
Metal.
All right, I know it's time to go for you. It's time to go. It's we've only been
to go
going for 3 hours,
3 hours.
3 hours.
No, 3 hours. We made up. We started a little late this time. I want to thank everyone for hanging in there with us. It's been awesome. It's been super fucking great. And you know the nice thing is, Rob, it was a buffet today. We got a little bit of everything.
We did. And Dave, can I just say that I don't think there's another person I know that I would rather spend my Saturday nights with than you.
I would hope at least one other.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think you and I know each other for a long time. Do you know who
I think she's in the? I think she's in the house.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, okay.
Come on, Rob.
Dave.
Smart.
I mean,
be smart, dude.
Okay. What I was? Yes, you're right. I understand. But here's, you know who has to be on the show? Dan Schweiger. We gotta have Dan on here, dude. Come on,
our special, very unmetal episode.
Dude. I think we gotta have Dan Schweiger come on Midnight Metal. Hey, man, come on.
The man who. What's the line? My bush gets more. My lawn
Dude,
gets more bush than I do.
More pushing than in my front yard.
That's right.
I think we need to have Dan Schweiger on Midnight Metal.
Yes, I think that'll be great. I think that will be
so. Okay, next week. And
no,
by the way,
next week we have a guest already that is going to be very cool. Who is very metal.
Okay.
And guys, just look on the social media this week. We'll be promoting it, so you'll get to know and you'll be able to check out some of this person's stuff. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but we'll get Schweigerman on very soon.
Yeah, we'll do, because I think, I mean, Dan Schweiger's unmetalness makes him fucking metal.
His golden rule makes him sort of metal.
In a world where Dan
you
Schweiger...
You think he's up this late?
Should we call him? I'm gonna call him. Let's call him.
No.
Dude,
He's definitely
totally.
not. He's definitely not up now.
Why
He's
not? Why not?
I know I guarantee you he's not. I'm gonna go. I'm not getting it.
Dave, come on. Let's call Dan.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Why not? Why not?
I'm telling
you. Why?
Because there's a super chat. We gotta read that. It's called I also miss Dan Aykroyd's vodka glasses.
Dave,
that's just me.
Dave, what if we call Dan Schweiger? What's he like?
No,
it's only,
no.
Don't you want? Come on, would it be funny to call him?
No, it would not.
Come on, it would be kind of
funny.
No,
it would no. You're gonna
Why?
You're gonna disturb his wife Penka and wake her up. It's just not. It's a bad call, Ripley. It's a bad call.
Who cares?
These
people are dead, Burke. Come on, Dave. Come on. I'm calling him.
Dude, no, don't make me just jump off this show.
Dave, would you leave? Would you do that if I called Dan Schweiger 3:38 in the morning?
Yes,
would you really bail?
I've done it before.
Why? I know. Just last week, 2 weeks ago.
No, I didn't 2 weeks ago. No, that was like 2 months ago. It was July.
What if July? Come on. What if
No. He won't answer. No. Don't do it. I mean,
he's probably watching this show. He's like, please call me. Please call me.
You do it on your own time. Hold on, guys. I am totally fading. So, I know it doesn't look like.
Hang on, we got some.
We got one more.
No, we got a few. Hang on. We got Clint Baker.
Again?
Well, yeah. I mean,
you sure you haven't read that one?
Well, I did. Mukbang, actually says, yes, I'm drinking a lot, but angry about the director saying Marvel movies were a copy and paste when he's remaking Dune and remade Blade Runner sans copy and paste. I won't say his absurd name. Mukbang. He's a great filmmaker, but I you know what? I can't disagree with you. What do you think, Dave?
He's a good filmmaker, but saying stuff like that, he's sticking his head up his own ass.
Which, by the way, I mean, that's actually quite the pleasurable experience. I tried to do it myself. I can't. But I've tried. But,
Practice.
Dude, I'm sorry. I mean, as much as I indeed, can't do it. But I mean, that's not a wrong critique. I mean, but on the other hand, I would say Denis Villeneuve. Look.
They're copy and paste. Yeah. Hey, Denis, who's made more successful movies?
Look, man,
artist.
That guy is an incredible filmmaker, and you cannot say that he does not give it his all.
No.
And I understand, like if you don't like Dune or it's half the story or whatever, it's still being brought to you writ large on the big screen. I mean, my God.
Well, again, I haven't seen it yet, so I will reserve judgment.
Me too.
It just doesn't give me the cinematic boner that it gives you and many other people.
Well, my boner is perpetual. I spend most of my life at least half-mast or at least 45 degrees upturned, because that's the way life is, Dave. Like, I am always about ready to spew because it's all awesome.
Boy, I needed another reason to stand 6 feet away from you tomorrow.
I know, right? Like, what can I say? Don't worry. When I bring the discs and you sign them, I'll stand away. I'll be like, I just need to make videos so you can talk to Dieter while you sign the discs.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So tomorrow, 1 o'clock at the Yard House, Dave. Will you be there?
Maybe not right at 1, but I'll be there before the show starts at 2:30.
Okay, good, because I'm not going to go see the movie. I've seen it. But
so you'll be at the Yard House at 5, so I could.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So all of you come to the Yard House tomorrow in Burbank.
The Yard House.
The Yard House, and we will chat. We'll talk. You can watch me anoint Dave Parker. I'll be like, yes, my son. It'll be fantastic. It'll be good. So come by. I'm going to end this stream shortly. Dave, go away. Thank you for being here. I want to say, you know what? Midnight Metal would not be what it is without you, sir.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Fuck
I love
yeah,
it.
dude.
I love it. I love it. Guys, have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy it. Do something fun. I'm out of focus. And there we go. Yeah, man. Always good. Always good. Yeah, you're percolating now, so it's time for you to
percolating. I am it's time for me to go, Dave.
Time for you to go as well.
Yeah, it's time for me because these shows, they start good, and then I'm like, it ends not well. So
it's not as sloppy. Oh, you got a moth in there.
There's moths flying around always.
But thank you guys, seriously, everyone who sent in super chats, of course, and all the other people who sent stuff in. Always awesome to be here and get to talk and hang out with you guys. And next week is gonna be a cool one. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna get wild, I think.
Even more wild. God! I mean, this was pretty subdued to Midnight Metal.
It was, but it was a buffet. So
it was a buffet. We ate well, Dave. We
did.
Well.
I am satiated.
And by the way, next week is going to be fucking metal as fuck.
Super metal. It's going to be super death metal.
Super fucking death metal. Fuck yeah. Anyway, yeah.
That's right.
All right, Dave. I will bid you a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. As Lawrence Welk said, good night. Sleep tight. And pleasant dreams to you. I know, right? I shouldn't even know that. But go away. Go away now, as the critical drinker would say. So, Dave, you are off. And I would say thank you, Dave Parker, for being here. My God. Thank you. So, anyway, now I'm here. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, God damn it, Rob is just not as interesting as Dave Parker. Well, that might be true. Can't argue with that. Dave's a very interesting dude. I will have to look up and say, wow, Mukbang, you're firing in some super chats and all that. Mukbang says, I also miss Dan Aykroyd's vodka glasses. But that's just me. I loved seeing them. Y'all are so goddamn funny, I can barely type. Well, Mukbang, it's good to see you back here. I missed you. You were a foundational member of this community. Then you disappeared. It's good to have you back. And I hope everyone is taking good care of you in the chat. Darren Seeley, Bunyan Snipe is here. They were here earlier. Thank God you guys are. Twin Flicks, still here. Can I just say, I have the best moderators on YouTube. My friends, I must end this channel. I have to say goodbye and finally bring it to a close because, well, I feel like I'm one step away from like being so drunk where I'm going to be like, let me tell you how erudite I am. And then I'll be like, I will fall off the screen. I don't want to do that. I'm not that drunk. But I feel like I could be at some point. I don't want to be, but maybe I would be. Who knows? Either way, I'm going to bring an end to Midnight Metal, episode 47. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel in the way you do. It's amazing to me. It means everything. Thank you so much. That said, now, I'm going to bid you all a fond farewell. And if you do live in Southern California, tomorrow, or actually today, it's it's almost 4 o'clock in the morning, which means at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m., Elizabeth Gwendolyn Bell, the ace, the arbiter of cinematic excellence and the enchantress of entertainment, we will be at the Burbank Yard House for a meet and greet up for all of you fans of this show or me or whomever, and maybe you one day wanted to see an independent Jewish coming of age dance comedy fable. Call it what you want. But you can go see it at the Burbank 8 at 2:30 in the afternoon. Buy those tickets now. I know it's late, but buy them now. They're selling out. So Elizabeth and I will be at the Yard House tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We will drink. We will talk. We will be filled with mirth and mayhem. Join us. Come down. We'll be there. Thank you again for supporting this channel, this stream, everything we do here. It's pretty amazing. And as always, have a better day.